fucking voices. That is literally the point of the separation of church and state, because everybody doesn't believe the same thing as you, and you don't have a right to make everybody fall under you.
If we have the majority, we do have that right. That's
You're not the majority,
That's why
though.
I asked you
Well, then
if
that's
you
why
think Saint, hold on. That's why I asked you if you think that's fine. Because what if you weren't the majority and we go out there and say, no, fuck that. Men can't marry women. You can't practice your religion in public. Burn all the churches. Burn all the Bibles. Like, that still wouldn't be okay just because we're in the majority. That's weird.
Hold on. I have a question. I'm going to spin this back on Saint. You said because it's in the majority. So if the majority of men went around and said it's okay to marry children, would you be okay with that because it's the majority?
No, that would be the law, not regardless of whether I agree with the law.
Oh, so
or
you're
not.
okay with it?
I didn't say I would be okay with it. That would be the law.
But you would follow the law and marry a child?
No, if I had to do it, no.
Yeah.
No,
sure.
I wouldn't do that because that doesn't align with my Christian values.
Right.
Like,
It actually does.
It does.
They
The
marry
Bible's chock full of
children
that
in the
shit.
Bible.
The Bible's
What are you
chock full
talking
of
about?
that shit.
Mary was a child.
Right. Well, let's get back on like real modern
The
day.
Bible's
instead of debating the
literally
Bible.
full of that
Right.
shit.
So, Saint, if you
Look, someone has a
like
belief
you're like
either
running
way.
into the point, but you're also kind of like missing it on purpose. I don't know.
He's deliberately going around it.
I'm not deliberately. I'm just saying, like,
But
there,
you are.
people
Yeah.
have
Okay,
beliefs.
hold on,
like people,
because the example she just gave, right? And you said, well, if that was the law, but that's the issue that I'm having with the way that y'all think it's okay to vote with your religion, because you're not thinking about other people. You're not thinking about other people who don't fall under this religion, who don't believe in this thing. You don't give a fuck about everybody else as long as you're in the majority and you can get what you want. Because even if I agree with you, I don't, because you're saying democracy, but it's literally not supposed to be that way. But even if it was, right? These are things that can be changed. If y'all gave a fuck about other people, like I would, if we were the majority and I saw my fucking fellow atheists making laws and making rules that I didn't agree with, y'all have the right and the means and the ability to say, that's not fair. I'm not going to participate in that. But you're sitting up here saying, I don't give a fuck. As long as I can, I'm going to vote that what's based on my religion. And you don't give a fuck who it's affecting or who it's harming. That's crazy. You just don't give a fuck about other people?
Well, no, that's not the case. I care about them the same way you care about Christians.
If you're forcing them under your doctrine, which goes against them and their lives and how they are and what they believe, then yes, you don't care.
It's not forcing my doctrine to have an
if
opinion
you're
on
voting
a subject.
for it and it makes them live by your ways, then yes, you are.
Right, but that's
Saint,
look
so
for
the
ABs,
reason-
for example. ABs,
Right,
for example, the
exactly.
alternative to the Christians
It's
voting
none of your
with
business.
their Christian ethics.
It's
the
none of your
alternative
business.
Right,
Do you know
exactly.
that?
Well, then it's none
Do
of your
you
business
know
if I
that
go
ABs
vote.
are in your Bible? Do you know that? Do you know that AB is in your Bible? Do you know that God?
Yeah, you're
tells
allowed
you
to
how
have one
do
as
it?
long as your wife cheated on you.
Okay.
God don't give a fuck about unaliving babies.
He kills
right?
babies all the time.
Are you against gay marriage?
Yes.
Right, because you're Christian, but everybody's not.
Why does
That's
it
exactly
matter
the type
what-
of shit I'm talking about.
Right.
Why
so
does it
they-
matter
go
what
and
somebody's
vote.
doing? In their
You
So
will
they
bedroom?
can
go
vote
and
for it, but I
vote for
can't vote
people not
against.
to be. They shouldn't
Not
have to
when-
vote for it.
You shouldn't have an option to even vote for
Thank
it.
you. They only have to do that because Christians
My
go out and
existence-
say, you can't do that because I'm a Christian and I don't like it.
Well, that goes for
Right, my
That's not
everything.
existence
fair.
should be up for debate.
That's every crime. Every crime.
Everybody, no, it's
Everything
not.
that's
Being
ever
gay is
been
not a
moral
fucking
has to be
crime.
voted on.
Being
Like-
gay is not a crime.
Right. Okay.
But that's a
From
great
your
point,
worldview,
Saint.
it's not.
Listen,
Right?
it's
But
not from your worldview either, because I promise you can't
It's
find
not
it
in
the
that fucking book.
You realize
But-
that
It's not
King
in the
David
book,
was
okay.
But it's not. But
him and Jonathan were lovers.
Right.
I'm about to take a lap because I'm going to get so fucking irritated.
We
Go
can
ahead,
always drop in
Aaron.
there. We
Hey,
don't need
do you
to
have
do all
kids?
that.
Yeah, I have a
kids?
5-year-old,
Daughter or son?
a son,
A son. Okay. Are you planning on having more kids?
maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say this as the mother of a son as well. Please talk to your son about consent. What consent is, different aspects of consent, how a woman can revoke consent.
Yeah, I
Please
understand
do
all
this.
that.
No, do
Clearly
it on
not.
the regular. Do
Clearly
it on the
not, because
regular.
you're literally talking about violating people in the same way, just not physically. And that's crazy. I'm done. He was irritating me as much as Ariel. So I'm
Sorry, Ariel. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was getting so pissed. I'm sorry.
I'm trying not to be angry. So from now on, if it's getting to that point and a simple reminder to tell me to calm down isn't working, we're just going to drop, because we don't need to do all that to ourselves. We just don't. And that's fine. We can argue for a little while, but once it gets to be more, we're just going to be done. I have the free will to drop you. Free will.
Shoot, he's gone. I was going to tell him about Thomas Jefferson. So Thomas Jefferson has a quote about the majority and how it's not the right of the majority to push things on the minority. There has to be an account for the oppressed. So that's a founding father.
Yeah, you don't care about that. He ain't give a fuck about that.
These people liked America. I'm so confused.
They don't. They like their idea of America if they had control of it the way they want.
Because I guarantee that he would be Kash Patel if there was an incident that happened. He'd be under the table looking.
Which way, though?
Like, so my dad, for example, is a MAGA Republican, and he's very much had these similar views his whole life, except for now he's just way more gung-ho Trump about it. He has always had the same ideas that all Republicans have, or all conservatives have, which is every problem there is, it either ignore it or it doesn't exist, right? Unalive it or send it somewhere else. These are the three main conservative solutions, quote unquote.
I kind of feel the same way about predators.
Yeah, that's what predators do. Yeah. But Democrats aren't a lot better. They're more about band-aids and distractions. So I don't really count them as being greater or better than, but yeah. That's the problem. They want to, it's either my way or the highway. And this is where it's going to go. And it's not how it works. It's not how it should work. Aristotle, are you over 18?
Yes.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're just looking for ops or people on the panel, but yeah, no, I agree that Christianity
for
is
the most part.
number.
But if a friendly does come up, you can more than welcome to, if you want to move the conversation forward as far as like, what do you think solutions can be for our side?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just like educating people as much as you possibly can. I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of that isn't gonna like be forceful on people. But yeah, it just kind of sucks. I think that we're kind of like reverting as far as like the atheist numbers are like seem to have gone down in the U.S. compared to like Christianity in at least the latest generation. So
seems to, but not actually true. Most of the country is starting to move toward more spiritual, and atheism in and of itself is growing just slower than it used to. It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's still growing though.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I'll just sit here and listen, or I'll drop and listen, or whatever you want me to do.
Yeah. Stick around down in the comments for now. If later on, if you got something you want to say at some point, maybe we'll bring it back up. We'll see.
Sure. Yeah. I appreciate it.
you.
So speaking of rising and dropping, there is a rise of atheism in my country. The younger generations are either turning polytheistic or flat out atheist.
So either atheists or going back to the old ways.
Pretty much, grace is evolving.
Hey, hey, y'all be spearheading a lot of stuff. Let's hope that's what's happening now. Shit.
Fucking how so? We, you know what? We're the
Y'all
ones
are
that
due for
created.
another spearheading. It's been a while.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Like, we were the ones that created this bullshit. It's about time we fucking destroyed it.
That's what I'm saying.
We started it. We should destroy it.
Hey, you know I'm all about cleaning house, right? You know I'm all about cleaning house. Hey, I love that. Love that. All right, some of these people might be timed out. We'll see. We'll wait for this person. Doesn't look like they're even here anymore. Next.
Just accepting until they stick.
That's all I'm doing.
That's all she knows.
Whoever's here is whoever's here. There we go. Light skinned guy, are you over 18?
Yeah, way above.
All right, and what did you want to say?
What's going on with this voting?
What do you mean?
What's the big deal?
What do you mean?
It says votes in government.
Yeah, Christianity shouldn't be in government.
It's not.
Really? So Christian nationalists aren't running the country right now?
No.
Oh,
Really? Hey, Patty. You're welcome to come up if you want, love.
Betty.
Really? Christian nationalists are not running the country.
Why are you saying they are?
Because they are?
Yeah, how? What are they pushing?
Christian nationalism.
And what's that?
Do you know what nationalism is?
What are they pushing? Can you tell me?
I'm asking you if you know what nationalism
I'm
is.
asking you, what are they pushing?
Sir.
With a name like that, I'm going to need you to step it up.
What are they pushing?
I asked you if you knew what nationalism was.
You.
I understand, and I would like to answer that, but I need to know where your baseline is. What the fuck is nationalism?
It's trying to make America great, better. Can you explain to me?
That's not what nationalism is. What is nationalism?
Tell me. You tell me.
Ultra far right politics that often lead to country first over all other at the detriment of other countries and other peoples. And often, because they're so far right, they often lead to authoritarianism or fascism.
See, we live in America. We want America to come first.
There's a difference between coming first and coming first at the detriment to other people and oppression.
This is what country do you live in?
I live in the U.S.
Yes, and we want this U.S. to be number one to take care of.
It can't be number one if it's oppressing people and putting at the detriment of other countries. You can't sit there and put yourself first at the detriment of people. You can be first. That doesn't mean you have to destroy other people to do it.
What do you mean destroying?
What do you mean? What do I mean? What the fuck do you think America does in the world? We fuck with everybody else's shit for ourselves. We steal for ourselves. Like, do you know anything about what the U.S. does in other countries? At all?
We are making sure that
do
other
you know?
Don't take care over.
What do they
country.
do? What do they do? What does the U.S. do in other countries?
Watch.
Watch what?
Watch. Make sure nothing comes over to our country.
That's not what America does in other countries.
Huh?
That is not what America does in other countries.
Okay, smart guy, tell me, what did they do in other countries?
I asked you first. You can't seem to tell me. What is the problem here? Do you or do you not know what they do?
They observe the other countries
Jesus
to make sure.
Christ. So you don't know about us stealing resources for ourselves from these other countries, like Africa or the other continents, for example. Africa as a whole, we fucked over. South America as a whole, we have fucked over. We have intervened in their governments for our benefit fucking these people over to keep them at our benefit and often causing a lot of death and pain and destruction along the way.
Not to mention soldiers raping and unaliving innocent women and children from these said nations because they have a fucking fetish that they're trying to itch.
What are they doing? What are those people, the other people from other countries coming to U.S. doing to our
Usually the ones
American
coming here are
citizens?
trying to get a better life because we fucked up their country.
No. What?
What do you mean, what?
Yeah, you didn't know.
Do you not
Saudi
realize
Arabia
that
is a
most
prime
of South
example.
America that comes here, they come here because we literally fucked up their country?
How?
We have taken away their government people and implanted people of our own who turn out to be worse. And then those people flee.
No, it's their people.
That is literally what happens.
Have
That's
you
documented.
seen-
You
have
can
you
go
seen
to
the
Google
drug
right
cartel?
now.
What
You
are
can
the
go to
what
Google
are the
right now and
drug
look up
cartel
American
doing?
history in any South American continent or any South American country, and you will see we have literally intervened with them directly, and we have led them to the poorer states that they are currently.
Don't blame us for that.
We are the ones that did it. Why would I not blame us if we are the ones that did it?
How?
Hi, can I ask? Hey, friends.
Hey, Patty.
How's everyone?
Happy.
Stress, but go ahead, my love.
I have a question for a light-skinned guy who is clearly displaying light-skinned guy behavior. But
Yeah, I told you.
Oh, light-skinned behavior.
this is my
Okay.
question. This is my question for you. What are we doing in Cuba that is affecting them right now? Do you know what we're doing in Cuba?
What are the Cubans? Do you guys? I
You
wanna
don't know, do you?
You don't know? It's okay to say you don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. You're allowed to say that. That's a perfectly viable answer.
Yeah. And if you don't know, just say you don't know and I'll tell you.
Okay, we've been doing that for years. Why?
We've been doing
crying?
what?
Why did you guys cry about this?
Doing what? What have we been doing for years?
We've been making sure. What we've been doing for. Why are you guys making a big deal about it now?
No.
Sir, why
What are
won't
we
you
making a
answer the
big deal?
question?
What are we making a big deal about, sir?
We've been making sure nothing comes over to our country.
What are you talking? What?
In Cuba?
Tell me what's going on in Cuba.
They're literally the poorest country in the world.
Years.
They're literally the poorest country in the world.
Yeah, and you don't know what's happening right now in Cuba, I'm guessing. So
I live in
because
America.
of the
I live in America.
But you don't know how America impacts other people? This is sad.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Since you live in America,
Yeah.
that means you pay taxes, correct?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Are you concerned at all how your tax dollars are being used?
To take care of America? I like that.
Okay. So you like that your tax dollars are being used to take care of Americans?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you know that Elon Musk, when Trump was put into office, he created a whole department of oversight and he actually cut funding to Americans?
Gosh, how are you, love?
How?
Pardon me?
How did he do that?
Why did he do that?
How and why? Where?
Okay,
For
so
people that come over to this country illegally?
no. So Doge decided that it was going to cut funding to American citizens that were getting either research grants, grants to start businesses, grants to preserve entire areas that are populated by Americans, right? And it was called Doge, the department, right? And they were able to cut hundreds of thousands of dollars They were supposed to be cutting millions. They did not reach close to that, but they cut hundreds of thousands of dollars that was allocated to take care of Americans.
What kind of Americans? The people that
All Americans.
What do you mean? What kind of Americans? What does that mean?
When Americans
Are there
that
different
were
kinds of
living
Americans?
off the government for
No,
doing nothing?
sir, that is not what happens. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Can I just ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
Are Americans who use government assistance any less of an American than you are?
Do I work for my?
No, that's
got
not the
news for you.
question.
Do they?
That's that's not the question, sir.
No,
I'm
okay.
asking. I'm asking.
Okay, I know what you're
If-
trying to say.
No, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm asking you a question. And the question on the table is, are there different Americans, right, than you? As such, Americans that use government assistance, does it make them less of an American than you are?
No, but what
Okay.
I want
So
to
then-
say is,
We
So
get
then
it.
you're
You work for what
wrong.
you got. That's great. Love that for you. Awesome.
okay,
Absolutely.
but
But when you say, but when
can
you
they-
ask the question,
can-
hold on.
You
hold on.
don't know them, so don't speak for them. You
Right.
are wrong about your assumption of them. You are told propaganda. That is not how that works. Please continue, Petty.
And so when you ask the question, what kind of American?
okay,
Right.
I'm sorry.
When you ask what kind of Americans, what that does is it creates division in America. Is that what you're here to do? Is to create division amongst Americans?
You know what? You're right. I shouldn't have said what kind of Americans. I meant to say is, can those Americans, can those people, I shouldn't say, I mean, can those people work?
Most, if not all of them, do.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Can you let?
But don't get away from the topic. The topic was about Doge cutting funding
Can I ask my
to
question?
Americans. Right? That's what we were talking about. Doge cutting funding to Americans. And that was your concern. You said you were very concerned about how your tax dollars were being spent to take care of Americans. You're on mute if you're trying to respond.
You can unmute now.
Thank you. I'm trying to finish a sentence. I was getting a little upset because nobody was letting me. But anyway. Okay. No, you weren't.
We said
No,
go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Relax. Now I get to talk.
What the fuck?
Okay. Some of those people
People are crazy.
can't work. Can they work? Yes or no?
Most, if not all of them,
hold
do.
on.
Can they?
Hold on.
Oh, no. Oh,
So,
my God.
I'm trying, but you asked the question, right? So do you not want us to answer the question or what?
Why are you being so emotional? You literally said, ask the question, and then you got mad when she tried to answer it. What are you talking about?
Come off mute.
Let me finish my sentence before I got interrupted third
You
time.
asked the
Fourth time.
question.
Okay. Can most of those people work? Can they?
Is that the end of the question?
No. Can they get a job?
Is that the end of the question?
And most of them can, but most of them figure, well,
Sir, you asked the question and now you're answering it. Did you want a question answered or not?
Go for it, and
I don't
I'll
think
answer
he
my
does.
question.
Okay. Most of the people who get public assistance do work because they do have requirements for these things. Also, a majority, the percentage of people who abuse said system is less than 1%. These systems pass audits every year. Why? Because they are meticulously ran through a lot of bureaucracy. So yes, is there some waste in there? Sure. But that's any system. But it's not enough for you all to blanket other people as being lazy when that is not what's fucking happening. Just because you were told that by Trump and fucking politicians on the conservative side doesn't make it right or true. Because that's not what's fucking happening.
I'm not being told by Trump and the...
Okay.
It's because
can I ask you?
They're cutting it because certain people are doing it.
Who? Name who? Name the ones that are doing it.
Oh my gosh. I don't know who's...
Then you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
What's the percentage then? What's the percentage of people that are abusing it?
I don't know.
So you're fighting a boogeyman that you don't fucking know?
Oh, shut up.
No, you shut up.
You're just...
How about that? You shut up.
Was he dropped on his head as a baby?
The fuck?
That was painful. You know, I wanted to ask him, because he doesn't seem clearly all up there. You know, the wheel is turning, but no one's home. I was going to ask him if he benefits from the government. He sounds like he does.
Like...
It's also too early to be drinking anyway.
He literally knew nothing. Every question we asked him, he had no answer for it other than try to pivot back to a talking point he heard about it.
Dugald, that's what happens when your parents are brother and sister. Okay.
That's what it fucking felt like, for fuck's sake. And what the hell's have eyes that we just go through?
Get on top of him and humiliate him and hit him like that. You are a coward and a bully.
Benny?
Hey.
Are you over 18?
Ooh, hey, area.
Am I what?
Are you over 18?
No, don't let him talk. Let me be gay for a minute. Hey, area.
Look at my picture. What do you think?
Sir, I don't know. You could be using anybody's picture. This is the internet. I don't know you.
Okay. I'm like 65.
All right, perfect. And what did you want to say?
Well, I disagree with a lot of what y'all saying. Y'all are definitely liberals and Democrats.
Nobody up here is a liberal, sir.
Well, why are y'all like that last gentleman that come up? I know he was kind of stupid, but
I'm noticing a trend here. Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about the way the country's going?
Terribly. Prices are up. Inflation's terrible. Everything's fucking terrible for the average American, paying fucking way more in fucking groceries and taxes and gas. Things are shitty. And then there are people being shot in the streets. There are people being fucking carted off who are citizens. There are fucking military police in our streets. There are fucking wars going on that were not supposed to be happening. All kinds of shit. And mind you, a war that we promised was stopped last year when he said he bombed the shit and got rid of all of their ability to get nukes again. He promised that they were gone and could not do it. Now he's claiming they were 2 weeks away from one. That's why they started this war. Bullshit.
Okay. Hey, I respect you as a host, but would you please not cuss?
No, I will cuss. This is my live, and I don't care about what you feel about cuss words. They're just words. If you don't like them, you don't have to be here.
Well, you know the way you cuss and you're going to hell.
I don't give a fuck. I don't believe in hell.
Your hell does not exist to us.
Yeah, I'm an atheist, sir. I don't believe in your God or your hell.
You're an atheist? You an atheist?
Yeah, I don't believe in your God or your hell.
Oh, you're going to rot in hell.
I don't give a fuck, sir. It's not real. I don't care.
This guy's not real. Benny, you're not real, are you?
You are really screwed up, man.
No, I'm not, sir. You believe in fairy tales. You believe in fairy tales.
Happy hour at Shady Acres. What's going on?
What up, Benny? The person next in line, I
Who is it?
That's Peekaboo.
Oh, they said they had something new for the new topic, though. I don't think it's working out, Peekaboo.
Also, the halfway looks nice. It actually looks natural, Ariel.
Thank you. Yeah, my hair is the same like texture.
All right.
That long because I cut it. But
All right, Peekaboo.
You're gonna have to link me.
All right. What do you have, Peekaboo?
Oh, God.
I just have a question or a comment question. Christian belief shouldn't shape or have input on the following. Why shouldn't it if that's how someone's mind is like?
Because it's not what your mind is like. It's what you choose to use as your way to oppress other people. If you go into the voting booth and vote for Christianity to be pushed forward on other people based on your belief and from that viewpoint, then you're officially a problem. If you can't do what other religions do, which is leave it at home, and then when you go to the voting booth, say what is good for other people versus what's just good for my faith, then you would not be a problem. And other faiths do that. There's one person on this panel who does belong to a different faith who does not do what you do.
That's one person.
And they all go that way.
Okay, what's the religion?
Hellenic Kemetic. I practice the Greek gods and the Egyptian gods. We mind our business. Something Christians don't know how to do.
I don't believe that, but okay.
Well, that's a problem because you're trying to tell her what she believes.
You're telling me every single person who practices this Hellenic thing.
When was the last time someone came to your door and asked you if you heard the good word of Zeus or the good word of Amun-Ra? When was the last time your parliament? I don't give a shit.
It does. They're gods. They're another religion, Peekaboo.
Not only that, the religions that
they're millions strong. What are you talking about?
The religions that I follow are also cultural because the Greek gods belong to the Greeks, the Egyptian gods belong to the Egyptians. And me being a Greco-Egyptian woman, I pay homage to my ancestors. Now, with that being said, do you see any of your parliaments pushing laws and issues based on Kemeticism or Hellenism, saying Aphrodite forbids you to do this, therefore you shouldn't do it, it is law? Do you see that?
What? But that doesn't even make sense. How many of y'all are in the United States? Statistically, why would I see that?
A lot.
10,000 actually.
There are a lot of pagans.
Okay.
There are a lot of pagans. There are a lot of pagans.
Holy shit. I don't know why the fuck you're crashing out. What is up with you fucking believers? This is why we can't deal with you motherfucking asses. Because you niggas don't know how to fucking relax. Fucking relax. I wasn't yelling, so don't fucking yell at me. Now, with that being fucking said, we mind our own business. We don't give a shit if people believe in our deities or not. Because if it is not cultural practice, it is because that's what people feel close to. They don't push it on other people. They don't give a shit if
You're
other
not even
people
black.
believe in it or not.
So what's happening?
Guess what?
Oh, sit down.
Actually, bitch, I am. Can you see your camera? Or are you blind?
What
Are
am
you
I
blind?
looking at?
You're looking at me, bitch. Hello? Do you not see the screen?
I'm not seeing black.
That sounds like a personal issue.
I'm not seeing black.
Wow.
That's crazy. And there's black people up here just letting you say that. Y'all are.
I'm sorry. Are you the arbiter of who is what?
You definitely not black, so I need you quiet.
Actually,
I don't give a fuck.
Listen,
Hold on.
actually,
Hold on,
And white
Hold on,
people.
Benny.
Benny, stay out of it. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Peppy.
okay. So actually, I'm wondering why it is that anybody who's not a Black American is using that term.
am I not black either, Peekaboo? Because people think I'm Hispanic all the time. That's a weird.
Yeah, I get Dominican.
That was a weird
Like
thing to
I
say.
think I think the N-word nigga is something that should be reserved for Black Americans because it was used against us during enslavement,
And while, yes, there are other Black people, they were not the bearers of the harm of that word. So that's where I stand on it.
You should tell your friend that.
You should stop talking to me.
She's not Black. That's crazy.
You definitely ain't Christian.
She actually is Egyptian, which would make
She's
her Black.
Egyptian.
Yes, which would make her Black.
Not necessarily.
Again, am I not Black either? Am I not Black enough?
I'm squinting. Honestly, no.
Squint a little harder. That's my point. You're trying to look at people.
Though, how she's
get over being quiet for a second.
She's not Black, and y'all just left.
You wouldn't fucking know, dumbass. Because you're looking at a picture and trying to determine if she's Black or not. That's why I put my picture up. Mind your fucking business.
Well, that's race. It's based on physical characteristics. So I don't need a whole background to understand if you're Black or not.
Yes, you do. What you need to do is focus on what you came up here to talk about. That doesn't hurt my feelings, bitch. You don't even fucking skydive. You literally follow the biggest coon around this.
You're a coon.
That doesn't hurt my feelings, bitch. Do you want to talk about your fake ass God or no? I don't even think you know what coon means.
You're a coon.
You're a coon.
First of all, you don't know what the
you
word
coming in here every day.
Peekaboo, stop that.
Crash out. Like you come in here every fucking day.
Right, and you don't know what the word coon means, because if anybody is cooning, it's you for this God. That's who's cooning. And the truth of the matter is that whatever issues we would have with Hanji saying the N-word or not has nothing to do with her Blackness. It has to do with regionally from where she's from. And I wish you had the intelligence to understand that, but clearly you don't. So why are you here?
I was about to throw a beat behind that. You're a coon, boom, boom, boom. You're a coon.
Right. Why are you here?
Girl, please figure out what a fucking coon is. And then when you get done with that, look into your stupid ass religion and tell me who's the coon when you get done.
Right. And I'm okay, guys. I was sitting here just minding my white business. That's all.
I wanted you guys to be able to finish statements without me having to fight her for the mute. I can bring her back up if you want.
Well, I mean, it's really not that important, but like I said, I wanted her to understand that if you want to talk about cooning, you're doing that exactly for your God.
Hey, Peekaboo, I brought you back so I could drop you again because you're a coon, bitch, dumbass.
Hilarious. That part. Yeah. So again, like I said, my issue is that I don't think anybody who is not Black American should be using that word, because they were not harmed like we were in the saying of that word. And I think that it should be reserved for Black Americans. However, that's a conversation we've got to have amongst ourselves.
Yeah,
that's valid. I can respect it.
Yeah.
Look at her. Boy, they be bothered as hell. Girl, it took you 0.5 seconds to try to send me a message.
Right.
Block.
And Hanji is the type that if people, like the community tells her, hey, just don't, she's not going to be an asshole and keep doing it.
Yeah. And listen, and I've had this same critique of African people who come here and use the word, because while they are Black, they were not harmed actively by the use of that word like Black Americans were. And I think that when you're talking about the reclamation, then we are the ones who get to reclaim it, because we were the ones who were harmed by it.
And that's, again,
look
for
at it that
them
way.
to
I
work
respect
out.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have nothing to do with it. So
Yeah,
there
that's
we
why,
go.
Benny, I told you to just be quiet, because this is not your fault.
It just bugs me when other people want to be arbiters. That's all.
Like gatekeep stuff. Yeah.
Gatekeep what?
She was gatekeeping who was who. That's what he was talking about. And we get it with the gay community too. With the trans people getting gatekeeped from the community. That pisses me off like no other.
Oh yeah. No. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, if we're gonna have a conversation about the use of the word, then I mean we're having it with the right people. Has to be amongst the Black people,
Right.
which Hanji would be a part of.
Right.
So,
And that right there is respectful as shit. And I don't see any reason why she should have a problem with that.
right.
Like, that's crazy to me. But again, I'm a white person. I got no business in it. All right. On to the next.
On to the next.
Love my big old doctor. Oh, that's kind of cute. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 36.
All right. And what did you want to say?
Well, Christians don't really have a shape for AB in America. It's not really religious. A lot of people, even non-religious, say AB is bad.
Who?
So even if they were atheists, saying to ban AB, it would still be banned in a lot of places.
And he asked you who, because I don't know any.
Yeah, I don't know any either. Who?
I mean, there's
Is
a
there
lot
like
of people on
stats you
here.
can give us? Is there a stat you can give us?
I could see like maybe like Elon Musk or something. I don't think he's like
Right.
Christian.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah, I was
like
like
one
Elon
guy.
Musk.
That's like one guy, not the bulk up. So do you have like some stats on that or something? That's a
like,
big claim to make without any backing for it.
Yeah, and Elon's reasoning is like even worse, right? Like it's all about labor and like having women
he's
like
a
produce
hardcore
more
capitalist.
like labor. It's capitalism.
Yeah, he's a hardcore capitalist. He don't give a fuck about nobody if they're not making money.
We also have to remember Elon came from an apartheid South Africa.
As one of the fucking blood diamond type people running it.
Yeah, his parents actually.
Literally.
Yeah, that's a whole other.
Yeah, that's a whole other ball of wax though. Like,
I don't know. I just see it on TikTok a lot of times. People say that they're atheist or agnostic, and they say they're pro-life or against AB.
who? We've asked you who. You keep saying you've seen these people. You've not seen the screen name of a stat, like nothing.
It's not. Man,
I feel like we watch a lot
I
of.
don't remember the username, or I can't tell you one, but I have seen it.
Okay, but that doesn't help anything because you're acting like that's a whole lot of them when it's not.
I mean, there's a good amount of people like that, though. A good portion.
Can
of
you
it.
give me a stat to prove that? Because you're just making a claim right now, and I have no way to verify that. Because from my experience, I don't see that.
No.
Okay.
I'm not good with stuff like the stats and the polls and.
Well, you really should. If you're going to make claims like that, you should know where the fuck you're getting it from. Like,
Any person I have ever talked to that was against abortion is religious. Every single one. Mind you.
and if they're not, they're heavily in people that are.
Yeah, and I'm pro-choice, not pro-abortion. I can be pro-abortion for myself, but I'm pro-choice. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you do, do it. It's literally none of my business. I think y'all think if we're not against it, we're like, yeah, unalive them all. Like, it's just none of my business.
It's religion in any concept. Like, they're always in everybody's genitals and what they do with them. Like, I don't understand why you all feel the need to be in everybody's fucking lives like this.
You know why? Because
Like,
their numbers are dwindling. They need teenage mothers that'll pop out lots of babies and not go to college.
But like, you guys are just. I don't remember where I was going with that either. But like, it's hypocrisy because you're all over the place with it. You're trying to force it, and then you try to claim that you're not, and then you try to say that other people are, and it's not the case. You're just making a claim there. Like, you have nothing to back up what you said.
Hey, I'll drop.
All right.
I'm sure some will show you, but yeah.
Okay. What is with these people? Twice in a row now, 2 people just come up, no idea.
They were so adamant to come up and chat too, just to be like, you know what? I got nothing.
Like, I don't get it.
It's okay, Beagle Doctor. You can find somebody and then come back and tell us who.
I want to know the whole point of their argument. I was confused.
Yeah, it's an outlier argument, which, like, even if there were, the like percentage would be so small that they would be considered outliers. Like, we're talking about the main, the groups.
Bulk of the majority. Yeah. Y'all, Kimberly Williams down there in the chat, she is a leftover from Christina's old lives.
That's that old text to talk ass.
She just sits there and talks into her text to voice, and she don't respond to nothing you all say. So don't, like, she's just here for interaction with the live. Don't even worry about what she says. Don't even worry about her.
Pop off, queen.
Literally don't even worry about Kimberly, because she's never going to respond to none of y'all.
Oh yeah, Beagle, I get that too. If you haven't been up on a panel before, it can hit you like that right when you get up there.
Do you get nervous? Is that what the problem was?
That's happened to me before.
Is that what he's saying? He got nervous?
He was like, the spotlight was on him, and then he realized that everybody was waiting for his answer.
Well, yeah, that's
that's relatable. Hey, that's relatable.
Okay, sure. Go make a post. Okay.
Jesus.
Right. I don't know what's happening.
How can we make like a educational lecture live that's like a debate format? So they think they're debating, but actually they're there like getting a full education. That's clearly what all of these discussions ever turn into. They spit out what they heard on Fox and what their uncle told them, and then we educate them on the actual reality. It's a classroom. We're in classroom all day.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I was trying to have like kind of a like discussion with the community, like the deconstruction community, on one of my lives not too long ago. And the first guy that came up was just like, I disagree. And I was like, my prompt isn't even making a claim. It was just like, what do we do with deconstruction? What do you disagree with? It was like the opposite of what you're describing.
All right, y'all. Tap, tap, tap. Let's get these likes way up. Shares are pretty decent. They can go up a little more if y'all don't mind, though. I'd appreciate it. I do appreciate y'all being here. You're not educating. You're broadening the ideas of others. You're not a teacher. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware anybody was up here trying to teach anybody anything.
I mean, I have a degree.
Were y'all being aware that we were being teachers?
Not if we can help it.
Right. I wasn't aware we were trying to be teachers. How are we trying to be teachers?
I just gave out the idea that somebody should come up with a curriculum that looks like a debate. So they come in thinking they're debating, but really you're just educating them on purpose because they seem to wrangle us into it anyway. So no, we don't want to be teachers. We want to talk to people who are educated about their, surroundings and what's going on today so that we can discuss real issues. We don't want to rehash stuff we know.
Right. Like, if you just give me a talking point, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? That's bullshit. Talking points are talking points. They oftentimes don't have any meat behind them. Why would I care?
Is that what Kimberly is doing?
Kimberly, again, she literally just rants and raves into her text to voice, doesn't look at comments, sees nothing, and just rambles on based on what we say. She literally is not anybody to interact with.
Anxiety of the mouth in the chat.
She literally just helps the algorithm because she comments so much. She's literally, that's all Christina used her for, and that's all I let her do. She helps the algo.
The interactions.
Yep, that's exactly it. She runs up the comments and the interactions, so let her all she wants into that voice to text. Let her do it.
Damon Blackfire, my Targaryen cousin. Why don't you come up on the panel and discuss?
Oh my God, it's Fee. Hi, Fee. I haven't seen Fee in forever. Fee from RTP days. Hey, Fee. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, different Fee than I'm thinking of?
Oh
Wait.
no, I mean, I love that fee too. Don't get me wrong. Honestly, people named Fee W.
Oh, not the fee I was thinking of. Okay.
Gotcha.
I know a different fee.
It's awesome.
Somebody call me Fifi. Come
That
on,
was
Tris.
an incoherent statement, Damon. Also, I don't want to argue with you in the comments. That's why Hanji just invited you to come up. Duh.
I can't request you. You're private. Come up. They're sneezing their soul out.
That was my roommate. That was
I
my
was
roommate.
questioning the whole time.
He just
All right,
went back up to
Damon.
work.
Can we have your age for TikTok TOS?
I'm 22.
Okay, thank you.
Yikes.
All right,
22. Yikes.
Wait, how old? What happened? I missed it. Sorry. The sneezing.
22, but
He said he's 22.
Yeah, August 28th, 2003.
You sound 12.
You really do.
That's okay.
Wait,
Okay.
isn't Daemon Blackfire one of the Targaryens?
He is. That's why I said my
I'm a
Targaryen
bastard.
cousin. Come up.
I'm a bastard born out of wedlock, yeah.
Yeah.
Not it.
Okay.
I bet those genes are strong, huh?
All right, Damon. What you got for us? Hey, Joshua. I didn't see you here. How are you, friend?
He's 16. I dropped him.
Oh.
I'm a bastard born at wet. You sound like a 12-year-old. I'm not joking. Like, show me some ID, nigga. Then you can come back.
Here you go. You have to prove that you're the age that you claim that you are.
Hey, you definitely sound like you just hit puberty yesterday.
It really does.
Like yesterday. Your voice went down an octave.
Just because you said a
yesterday.
birthday doesn't mean that's when you were actually born. What do y'all think this is?
Yeah, I don't trust it. Well, you know what? If he says he is the algo don't care as long as he says he is. We'll take him back if he wants to come back.
Sometimes I don't want to hear their birth dates just because it pains me.
Well, there's that too. All
Yeah,
right,
no, definitely not.
Raziel, are you over 18?
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to say?
Did you guys see that SCOTUS struck down the VRA? Section 2.
Yes, we did. What about it?
Nice. Have fun losing the midterms.
Why would we lose the midterms?
Well,
You're going to lose like
because
19 to
of
27 seats.
Have fun burning in hell,
So,
bitch. Because the way you're a Christian, and I've seen you like 3 days in a fucking row, and all you do is come up and be a hateful bigot. Bitch, I will gladly usher you in when you get there, bitch.
So
Just for context.
Okay. All right.
He's literally gonna crash out and slur in a second. I've seen him like 3 days in a fucking row. He's a weirdo.
Oh, okay.
I can explain the VRA real quick. It's the Voter Rights Act. It was in Louisiana. SCOTUS, or the Supreme Court, had like slashed it down because they said that it's unconstitutional that they can like draw districts based off of like race, like racial purposes. So what it's going to do is make Louisiana, at least, redraw their districts, probably splitting like black neighborhoods. So, you know, like it's historically known that, you know, like black neighborhoods will vote Democrat. So if they split the black neighborhoods into other neighborhoods, there's less of a chance to like vote Democrat.
All it's going to do is just make sure the Democratic ones do the too. I mean,
it doesn't give them less of a chance to vote Democrat. That's not what it does. It weakens the power of the vote.
That's a better way to put it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. They still get to vote Democrat. It just weakens the power. It's because you're diluting it in with so many Republicans. It's kind of like if you have alcohol, right? If you pour water into the alcohol, it's going to dilute it.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're saying that you cannot redraw congressional maps with race in mind. Now, historically, they've not drawn historical maps with race in mind until they started to draw the maps under the pretense of creating Democrat and Republican districts. However, they were gerrymandering Black people out of the power of their vote. And so what the Supreme Court did today with that ruling is pretty much say, absolutely, you can dilute the Black vote by redistricting the maps to where you're putting these Democrats in with these Republicans. And if it's a majority Republican or majority Democrat congressional map, it just can't be done on the basis of race.
Yeah, but it's going to make it a tight problem in the more southern states, but it's already a problem in the more southern states anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely going to create a problem, not only right now, but in the future.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because the southern states, right? And honestly, if you're talking about the adverse effects of it, it's going to immediately affect the southern states, but it will trickle out into the Midwestern states, and it will trickle out into places like California and New York.
Yeah. If we let it go too far, for sure it will. That's why my hope is that with the Democrats now having carte blanche basically to do as they want to do, then I'm hoping if they're going to take action the way we fucking want them to, and as they've been trying to sort of leaning into, I know they won't, but if they did, then they'd be able to redistribute so they'd have the win. Now, after that, we'd have to put a stop to this bullshit and go and push for redraw maps, fair maps across the board, and quit this gerrymander and shit, because goddamn, this is, it's so fucking messy. It's so fucking messy.
And apparently it's getting messier because he fired all the science people.
Oh, yeah, he fired the whole science board. Basically, the people who allocate and make sure funds are going to what they're supposed to, and they decide what funds go to where. Based on what's, research or whatever. Now that's gone.
That's going to set the states so far back.
Yeah, because science is no longer in charge of science.
This is... I like to read about dystopian novels. I don't like living in one.
Girl, who are you telling?
No.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not on board with it either.
Listen, after they sued the Southern Poverty Law Center, I was like, I want to immediately unsubscribe from America. Just take me off, unsubscribe.
Wait, when was this?
This was
last week.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days ago, something like that.
Yeah, where they sued the Southern Poverty Law Center for fraud, and the basic allegation of the fraud is that they were paying informants who had infiltrated these hate groups, and because they were paying them, they were saying that the fraud was the guise of paying informants, but what they were really doing was funding hate groups.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Which is so wild. That is the wildest.
Because the government does infiltration all the fucking time.
Well,
right. And that's
Southern Poverty Law Center's against the hate groups. It's to claim that they're funding it's just.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, under these charges, I would contend that we should be able to sue the LAPD for fraud. Every police department who pays an informant, the FBI, if they have confidential informants, we should be able to sue them for fraud, right? We should be able to sue the CIA for fraud, because if they have confidential informants, then they are funding the groups that they have infiltrated.
Which, I mean, the argument, I guess, would make sense if you want to be that twisty, but We all know what the purpose of it was. It wasn't to fund them, and to say that they paid enough in to actually fund them is kind of crazy. So there's no way those informants were enough to actually pay
From what
enough of their bills by themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
From what I've heard, it's a really weak case. Like they're gonna, but anymore
with this, I don't know. With the Supreme Court, they're gonna take it there, and God knows what that's gonna happen. Well,
everything's gonna be a 6-3 a majority. That's exactly what happened with the Voter Right Act. Everything's always 6-3, right down the party line.
Gosh. All right, cousin, you're back. What do you want to discuss?
Why do you guys think that Christians can't vote based on their personal morals?
Because if you're voting to impose your religion on people who do not follow that religion, then that is a problem.
No, I mean, there's a difference between imposing your religion on someone and voting based on your morals, which are inspired by religion. I mean, our rights are inspired by a deity, right? In the Constitution, it says we hold these rights to be self-evident because, a self-evident right means it comes from something.
These truths to be self-evident.
Yes, the truth about the rights. The truth about our rights.
So,
no, not that. No.
no.
Yes, that's what he's talking about. That's what Thomas Jefferson is talking about.
Excuse me. It says these truths, right?
And what are the truths?
And the truths are that we are all created equal, correct?
Yeah,
we are all, not just Christians, right?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Hold on. Don't move on. That we are all created equal, correct? That's a truth.
Yeah.
That's self-evident. Correct?
Yes, and we have inherent rights.
Great. Hold on. So because the truth is that we are all created equal, that means that you should not be able to dictate to me how to live my life because I am equal to you. And if I think that I should be able to marry a woman, then you don't have the right to impose anything else on me. Why? Because the truth is that we are all created equal.
So you don't think that anybody should vote about anything?
That is not what she said.
Okay.
If everyone if you don't believe in God, right, then you have to take the same stance that God is subjective, right? So
what? No.
What? What are you talking about?
So listen. Let me explain it. So people that believe in a God believe that their morals come from an objective source, but because you don't believe in that objective source, to you
don't believe in an objective source, or else it would be the same for all of you across the board, and not a single one of you have the same morals.
Can I just explain myself?
Damon,
so
wait. Damon.
So do other religious people?
Damon, hold on a second.
People vote on their religion?
Damon,
wait.
Relax a minute.
Even your God, according to Scripture, his morality is subjective. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff in the text that you would not agree with, that your God gave rules to.
Slavery.
When does he give rules to slavery?
Look at the flood, okay?
The Levitical laws.
Did God
the
regret...
The Levitical laws? You mean Deuteronomy? So slavery, or not slavery, sorry. The flood, people hold differently to local flood or worldwide flood.
I'm going by scripture here, Damon. Does it say that God regretted...
I don't know.
It sure does.
It
Yes.
does, which means he changed his mind.
God changed his mind.
What's the chapter and verse?
They believe it's in Genesis.
It is Genesis, but I don't know chapter and verse off the top of my head.
Genesis is a book. You're saying
Genesis,
that...
we know that Genesis is a book. It's a book of the Bible.
Chapter 6. Yeah,
Yep.
Genesis chapter 6.
There you go.
Where it says that he regretted that he made man. He repented that he made man.
So if God had objective morals, he would not regret. He would be immovable, unchangeable, right? It would be objective. It would be unchanging.
But here he regret.
He changed his mind. Subjective.
Do you guys think that nobody with any religion can vote on anything? Do you think that
They
Muslims shouldn't
don't.
vote
It's
on
only
their religion?
Christians, and it's only Christians that vote on their religious belief. Other
You know that's
religions don't do
wrong.
that.
Muslims don't
It's
vote on their
not.
religion. Jews don't vote on their religion.
No,
Yes, they do. Look at Israel.
it's not the U.S., is it? That's not who we're talking about. We're not talking about Israel.
Muslims in the United
We're
States vote
not
on. Look
talking
in Texas.
about anybody else. We're talking about
You're
the
talking about the United
U.S.
States? Okay, boom. I think in Texas they were attempting to implement parts of Sharia.
Who?
No, they
Muslims.
weren't.
They were not.
What?
Yes, they were. They were voting based on what Sharia is. They're also
No.
called to vote.
What
No,
is
it's
Sharia?
not.
Hold on. What is Sharia first?
Sharia is God's law.
Which is what?
God's law. I just explained it to you.
Oh my God. No, you
It's the
didn't.
law of
What
Allah.
is God's
Sharia-
law?
What do you mean? What do you want me to explain all of Sharia to you? That would take hours.
Oh my God.
No, it wouldn't.
It's the law of Allah.
I mean, I
It's
don't really
detailed
see.
in the Quran.
I don't see the difference between Sharia law and Christian nationalism. To be completely
Right.
honest.
They're literally
Yeah,
the same
I
thing.
mean, it's okay when you're uneducated, bro.
No.
It's
I don't
literally
see
the same
difference.
thing. What's the difference? What's the symmetry breaker?
What's
The
the
symmetry
difference
breaker is
between
in Christianity.
what is the
You asked
difference?
me a question.
Hold on. I also want to tag on to his question, right? He wants to know the difference between Christian nationalism and Sharia law. I want to know what is the difference between
What do you mean
implementing.
Sharia law? You're just saying law twice. You're saying chai tea.
Stop cutting off the moderator. Go ahead, Petty.
Okay, I want to know how that differs also from them putting up the 10 Commandments in classrooms, which they were trying to do in Texas as well. I'm
Bible
done now.
too.
You may answer.
Bible too.
The Ten Commandments. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think
But that's
people
what they're
can vote.
doing, though. It doesn't matter. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between voting based on your morals that are motivated by religion and pushing your religion on people. Do
But
you not
that
agree?
is what you all ultimately do, or else we would not have Christian nationalism telling other people how to live their lives when it has
I think
nothing
you
to do with
actually
them.
agree with the majority of the major morals put forward by the Bible. You
No,
just
I don't,
put-
because you all believe in slavery being okay, because you make
No, we
apologetics
don't.
for it.
No, we
You all
don't.
make apologetics for the rape and the misogyny and the
No, we
child
don't.
harm and the mass
No, we
murder
don't.
and the genocide, and all you
No,
all
we
have
don't.
ever done in history is oppress, enslave, appropriate,
Nah, Jesus
steal,
literally came
wipe
to
out
free
whole
the slave.
societies
Jesus
and
literally came
cultures.
to free the
Jesus
slave.
was a supremacist, my guy.
What? Oh, man,
Jesus-
chapter and verse. Prove that.
Jesus
Prove
said,
that.
"Slaves, follow your earthly masters."
Parable. He said servants.
No, he said
No, he
slaves
did
in
not.
the
He said
original
slaves.
text.
But he means servants.
No,
it's a
he didn't.
parable.
You
No,
can't tell
he
him what he
didn't.
means when he had a word
There it
for
is,
servant.
right there.
There was a
define the
word for
context.
servant.
Did you
My
guys
guy?
see?
Yeah, go
Damon,
look at the.
You're doing exactly what Dugald just said you were going to do. You're defending slavery now.
Yep.
No, bro, I'm slamming you right now. Did
No,
you guys
you're
look at the
not.
Greek?
Literally,
You're
you're
not,
not. You have
child.
no idea what you're talking about.
Did you guys look at the Greek?
Yes.
You're speaking to a Greek person up here, goofball.
Yes.
What'd you say?
She's Greek.
She does not speak Koine Greek.
Our language is 2,800 years old because our alphabet hasn't changed. We are able to read the Koine.
So it only means slave then. That word that's translated as slave only means slave.
Yes,
And there's
because
no
it is
parable
used.
to it.
Because it is
Did you
used
guys
in
look
the.
into any theology?
Do you
Amen.
want an answer to your question or not, Damien?
Well, it was a
Do
multi-part
you
question.
want a question
I
answered
haven't
or
finished
not?
speaking.
No, not if you're being rhetorical. If you wanted a question answered, let her answer
Yeah,
it.
but it's a multi-part.
She's a fucking Greek person. You're not going to tell her she can't speak her own language. Shut up a minute. Learn something. Fucking 22 years old, acting like he knows more than everybody up here. You're fucking dumb.
You're acting like
Go
you-
ahead, Hanji.
No more.
No, the word used is doulos. Doulos is slave. In the context it is used in the scripture, it is used as the slave context. Also, there's two separate forms of slavery. Only one adheres to the Hebrews. And that was not chattel, that was indentured servitude. After the 7th year, the men were able to go free. The women were seen as property, along with their children. They were slaves to that master. A man can go in and out after the 7th year. Or if he wants to stay with the wife that the master gave him, he can offer himself up as a slave to be with his family. Now, for chattel slavery, it was for the nations around you. This is in the scripture. You are given free reign to own people as property for your children and your children's children. That is also in the text. You need to read your book.
So do you guys think you guys know more than church fathers? That's a genuine question. Do you guys think you are more informed on the theology than church fathers?
A lot of us have studied this theology, child.
No, I didn't ask about study. I asked if you know more.
I actually take the time and I have an unbiased opinion.
Roman conquerors. What are you talking about?
The church fathers were Roman conquerors. That's a
realize that
Isn't that an unprovable question, though, as well?
Not to mention
You have
the church
no way
fathers.
you have no way to test or determine whether the church fathers, without the internet, had more knowledge than we do.
Of course we do. The majority of the church fathers that we take hold of were early descendants of the apostles.
They made up
So, like,
the
Irenaeus-
names of the books. Like they
So,
made up the
what do you mean
names of
they-
the books. What are you talking
what
about?
did they make up? What did they make up?
All
Please
of
tell me the
them.
Gospels.
Mark, Luke, and John they made up.
Bro,
we don't know who wrote those. Those were
Yes,
written
we
anonymously.
do. No, they're
Every
written
single
anonymously
book in
because
the
they're
Bible is
can I
anonymously
respond to that? Can I respond to that? The Gospels
No,
are written
no.
anonymously because it's a they're
No, because it's not debated.
It's
They're
not
anonymously written. I'm not debating that. That's true.
We'll get to the Gospels in a second,
let
but
me
I want him, Damon.
Let me answer.
You're acting like a fucking Hightower. Chill out.
Just let me answer.
Now, when it
Just let me
comes
answer.
to the scripture, do you understand that these atrocious things your God allows in the text with rules and regulations? You do understand that now, yes?
No, I mean he sets laws for things that are already happening to lead people into a better path. And then
No,
Jesus
he didn't,
comes.
because he told them to stop eating shrimp and stop wearing mixed fabrics. He told them to stop doing a lot of things. They were
Wait a
doing.
minute. Was I just asked a question and you interrupted me?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so are you going to complain when I do that to somebody else?
I mean,
I
he's
will.
the host. He can.
Yeah, I will. Absolutely.
Yeah, a white man interrupted me. Oh, crazy.
I'm sorry. Are you black?
Yeah, man. Everyone's from Mother Africa.
No.
Am I a black American?
Wow, that was the
Everyone's from
whitest
Africa,
thing
though.
you could have said.
Yeah,
that is the
he's
most
not.
Neo sapien thing you could have said.
Right.
You are a
Homo sapien?
disgusting, ignorant child.
The male is the
Ignorant
male.
child.
Can I respond
ask-
to you about your?
No, hold on. I want to
No,
ask.
I don't
Hanji a
want to. I don't want to hear.
because
No,
I
you're
want
gonna hold on.
Hanji to get back to that question that you had about the servant and the slave not being the same thing. Hanji, can you look up 1 Corinthians 7?
I sure can.
21 through 23. And the reason why I say that is because
I would like any of you guys to answer my question about if you guys know more. than
Someone keep him mute,
hold
please.
on. Because in the King James version it says, if you are being called a servant, don't worry about it. But if you can be made free, so that
What do you
is
mean in the King
essentially
James
in that in okay, hold on. I don't like that version, but that's why I'm asking Hanji
First
to look at the Greek.
Corinthians 1, darling.
7, 21 through 23.
7, 21 through 23.
Because it looks like those words are being used synonymously in this passage, and I want to find out if it's true.
Just go back to the Greek.
She is. That's why she's looking it up. That's why she's looking up the. That's why she's looking up the King. Dude, you have a problem with listening. Problem with listening. She is looking up the King James version so that she can convert it to the Greek for us.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you petulant child. You
How would she
ignorant, petulant
backwards
child.
convert?
Shut up a minute.
How would she?
This is why we should really, once the crowd gets bigger,
Hold on,
it's going to get up to 25
Please, let
and
me
up
ask my
because
question.
this is
No,
fucking
but
ridiculous.
how old is he?
He's
How old is he?
22.
22.
I don't buy
How would
it.
you back a translation?
Shut up a minute and learn.
He's
gonna
not
back-
using that Holy Spirit patience.
Jesus Christ.
Just answer the question.
Okay, so it is where you called being upon a bondservant. Do not let that bother you. But if you get an opportunity to become free, use it.
So a bondservant, you may or may not have the opportunity to become free. If you have the opportunity, use it. Huh.
Only.
That's
Did you just look at the
interesting.
Greek, or did you just look at?
Yes, I
the
did
King
look
James
at the Greek. Would you like to see?
No, but my point was I don't understand her question. How are you going to backwards translate from English into Greek? Like she could have done the exact same thing you just did and looked at the etymology of the word.
Did
Can
you
you
really
control
just
your
ask
emotions?
that? You do what?
Can you control your emotions, man?
It's called
What?
GreekBible.com.
You haven't controlled yours a single second. You've been screaming the moment you came up here.
No, I'm not screaming, bro.
You literally have been.
No,
You
it's
can play it
multiple
off and
bucket list,
gaslight
brother.
like you haven't, but we've all heard you.
Gaslight?
We've had to literally put the fucking mute
Refuting
button
what
on
you're
your ass.
saying. Refuting what you're saying isn't
You're
gaslighting.
doing it now. Shut up.
You shouldn't use
Control
terms like
yourself. Control yourself.
Shouldn't appropriate
Control
things.
yourself.
That harms
Control yourself.
harm.
Control
I
yourself.
literally translated the
He's not
English
showing the fruits
from
of the
the
Spirit.
Greek, so I don't know
He's
what
not
his
showing the
issue
fruits of the
is.
Spirit.
Yeah, she literally translated from the Greek to the
Bondservant is
English
the
for you.
point.
She translated the Greek to the English for you. What the fuck are you asking?
Like, that's why I even showed the
You just
verse
tell
on
me to not
screen.
yell.
You weren't just paying attention.
Didn't you just tell me to not yell
Jesus.
and you just shoved your entire mouth on
I
your mic?
will, because you won't shut up and listen to anybody's responses because you think you know more than everybody and you don't. You have shown nothing but ignorance to what actually is being said or done because you weren't listening. And if
No,
you can't
I'm
listen, then we're not having a
translation agrees with
conversation.
me.
You're here to mumble
No.
Her
and be
translation
stupid.
agrees with me.
Either you want to
It's
drop
not a
down and have, or you want to
translation.
have this conversation. Which one is it?
Her translation
It's not a
agrees with me.
translation.
Did she
It's
not just
not a
translate the Greek
translation.
to English? Is that
It's-
not what you just
no,
asked her to
it-
do?
I said it to you in English because you don't know Greek, Malaka.
What is
That's
that?
the fucking point.
That's a translation.
Greek
How do
is the
you think
original
we
language.
translate our
Holy
words?
fuck.
English
When you turn
and
one
Greek,
language into
we
another, that's a
translate words for
translation.
people who
Thank
need
you.
to understand.
We said it was a
Thank you.
translation. Nobody said it wasn't, stupid. Why do you
Holy
keep fucking
shit,
doing
I
it?
just
You're
said I
not
read from
listening.
the Greek
You're
and I
not
translated
fucking
it
listening.
in English to you.
I'm not doing it. He's not fucking listening.
What the
No,
fuck?
he's not.
He's not listening. He's yelling
I don't
and
think he
screaming.
knows. I really honestly don't think he knows that the original language was Greek. And
He
that we have a
doesn't.
Greek speaker on the on the panel who speaks Greek, whose language hasn't changed in God knows how many thousands of years.
2800.
Like, we did not say it was not a translation. I don't know why the fuck you started screaming and saying that we were arguing with you. We weren't. We didn't say it wasn't a translation. Nobody said that. But because you were too busy trying to be right, you weren't listening.
Well, here's one more thing to consider. He's talking about the church fathers, right? Who he reads about. Great, good for him. But he's freaking 22 years old, pretending to know all of the context of the church fathers and then communicate that to us who have been in this religion, collectively over 100 years on the panel alone, maybe 200 years on the panel alone. And a 22-year-old is going to come up and tell us that he knows better than us.
Can I read something? Now this is another Corinthians verse, but I'm gonna read it. Doulos, eklitis misou meleteo ai, ikai danaisi ilutros, genestai malon cresi. Slave, you were called not to you, let it be care, but if also you are able, free to become, rather take advantage. So it even gives you the breakdown of what is being said here. It is talking about a slave. Doulos.
He's still not listening. I literally said Deborah was
And I
not
read it
talking.
in the Greek for you.
Yeah.
Orellas, as we call
Deborah
it.
was not talking about the Greek not being translated when Hanji said it. She literally was talking about the Greek itself not being a translation. Again, you weren't listening. You seem to have a problem listening with these ears. Jesus Christ, my guy. Yes, it did, because you weren't listening. You were too busy responding to realize that she wasn't talking to you directly before that. And then you chimed in with your translating. So what translation or whatever it was you said. And she said it was the Greek is not a translation. That was her words. It was a response to what you said. But because you weren't listening, you're assuming it wasn't responding to you because you had said 50,000 things in a minute because you wouldn't shut up long enough to listen. Because you were too busy trying to be right. You are 22 and ignorant, and you think you know more than everybody else, and it shows, which tells me I don't really think you're 22. I still think you're probably 16. Because you are displaying the behavior of a teenager. You know more than everybody else because you think you do. Just that simple. Yes, we did, Damon, but you wouldn't shut up long enough to listen.
He's even doing it in chat. I don't know why we're entertaining him.
Yeah, we don't have to anymore. We can just move on. All right, Gonzo, are you over 18?
I'm 25.
All right, what did you want to say?
Well, I'm just going to give you forewarning. I'm a Phil bro, so if you don't want to do the Phil bro stuff, I'll just leave.
Oh, I remember Gonzo. Gonzo's the one that thought I was debating when I was just talking about deconstruction. And
I remember that. I remember that.
I'm a Phil bro, so do you want to do
you're the
Phil
one
bro
that
stuff?
thought my question was a prompt. That's so funny.
I was just looking for...
Yeah, we're not Phil broing. Thanks, though.
Oh, shit.
Do you want him back? Do you want to Phil bro?
I was just going to tell him everything that he's going to say is a presupposition
Yeah,
from
right.
start to finish.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm not a big fan of philosophy like that. That specific type of philosophy is annoying as shit.
Contrarian. He's just a contrarian. He's
philosophy to interpret the scriptures. So there's that.
He's back. So, but Gonzo, hold on. We're gonna let Trombone go first because I'm not ready for Phil Bro yet. Just hang out. Trombone.
I was gonna
Go ahead,
say.
Patty.
No, I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say. Also, I'm gonna drop so that I can make room for other people. The panel is super friendly heavy, so
I can drop.
No.
I have a moose outside, and I want to talk to her anyway.
It's fine. Because I've been up here a long time. You haven't been up here, so take your turn at the wheel, and I will be in the comments.
All right, love you. You're welcome back anytime you want.
Patty.
Request back up whenever.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
You can drop me also if you want to.
That's
make
up to
room
you.
for all.
That's up to you. All right, Trombone, you're over 18? You said
I'm
yes?
18.
All right. All right, what did you want to say?
Yeah, so I do disagree with the prompt. And I think, in general, when we talk about laws or policies that are passed by the government or the state, these are things that are an extension of our ethical views and they're the application of our ethical principles. And obviously, if someone has Christian beliefs, any attempt they're going to make to pass or like make it a law that they view to be virtuous or to correct, that's going to be informed by the Christian beliefs they have. So I don't think it's possible for a moral person that's Christian to refuse to consider the beliefs that they believe.
That's not true.
Are the case about the world.
That's not true. That's your assumption, but that's not true.
What's
Because
not true?
other
What I said?
religions do it. Other people of other faiths do it all the time. It just means when you go to the voting booth, you don't say, oh, Christianity doesn't want me to like these certain people, so therefore I'm going to vote for politicians that are going to oppress them. You could just not do that. You could just say, you know what, I don't like those kind of people, but it's none of my business, so I'm not going to make laws on them or vote for people who are going to make laws on them.
Well, I feel it's simple. You're kind of adding things like you're baking a lot of assumptions into what you're saying here. Because who says
no, I'm
voting
not.
on
This
Christian
is reality.
Can I
Christian nationalism informs laws, like 10 Commandments being in schools, Bible being forced into schools, voting for laws that restrict gay people's rights because the Bible says you shouldn't like us, women's autonomy for their own bodies, child marriages getting exceptions because Christianity thinks that that's okay. Like, what are you talking about?
If you let me speak. When I talk about Christian ethics or being informed by Christian principles, I'm not indexing that to oppressing certain groups. Like, obviously, it's not entailed by that. Like, obviously, you can vote upon Christian principles and be against that. So I don't know what your point is here.
That's who's doing it, though. So if you're voting for those people that are doing it because of their Christian faith, then yes, you are doing that.
Look, saying that some people, like, you justify, like, bad things in virtue of
if you vote
Can
for
I respond, or are you just going to keep interrupting me?
I am, because you are starting off wrong.
You immediately interrupt me before I even got 2 words out.
You're ignoring what I said to say what you want to say.
How would you know I'm ignoring what I'm saying when you didn't let me speak?
I literally am telling you, if you personally vote for a politician who passes laws on other people based on Christian value, then you are doing the thing that you said that you're not doing.
Which is what did I say?
Forcing it on people or voting in that way because you're not categorizing it that way. You're not categorizing those people that way. You're not looking at it from oppressive view, but you are. Christianity inherently does
what
that.
You're saying is
That's
even
how
engaged
you
with
all
the point I
vote.
made. You're not even engaging what I said earlier. You're not even
What'd you
engaging what I
say?
said.
Go ahead, repeat yourself. And I'll see
The
if I
point I
wasn't.
am making is that if a person has ethical principles, let's say some normative or math ethical commitments that they have, that is going to inform the sort of people that they're going to vote for and the sort of policy they're going to support. Now, some of those principles.
That was my point.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. You could literally say, I am not going to vote because it harms these other people,
then you're
even though
acting
my
immorally.
belief doesn't like it.
Then you're acting immorally. If you do not act in accordance with your moral
What people
principles,
do in their
you are
bedroom
not
and
acting morally.
ABs
That
are
is the
not
definition of what it
your
means to be
moral
immoral.
decision to make.
No, look, I just want to be very clear. Do you agree that if you're not acting in accordance with your moral commitment,
People's
then you are
rights are
acting
not your
immorally? Do you
decision
understand
to
that?
make. I don't care what your morals are. That's what I'm saying. You should not be voting to take away other people's rights because you don't like them.
Look, do you think anyone says that, or like, I feel you're getting on this specific issue of rights, which I'm not even talking about at all.
That's
Exactly
what the whole
specific what you're
point of
talking
this
about
is.
here.
I don't
But
care what you're talking about
All
there.
I'm saying is just that you should vote in accordance
That's
with the moral
the whole
principles.
point
if
of
your
this
moral principles
conversation.
is that people should have
No,
these
shut
rights,
up.
then I'll-
If you're not here to talk about the point of the conversation, then what are you talking about? That's literally the point of this.
No, you didn't just say that the Christian beliefs shouldn't inform people's rights. You said it shouldn't inform voting or government at all.
Which
That's just what
often
your prompt
leads to
says.
what? Which is about what?
You said vote
What are
and
the
government,
issues that
not just
Christians
people's
vote
rights.
for?
That's what your
What
prompt
are
says.
the issues
Read
that
your
Christians
prompt.
vote for?
Lots of issues. Things like abortion.
Oh my fucking
things-
God. Yes, abortion, which is none of your fucking business.
No, it isn't. It obviously is the business of society, whether we're unaliving
It's not the
children or not. It
business of
obviously is
society.
important.
What a woman
It
does
obviously
with
is an
her
ethical
body is
concern
between
everyone
her and her doctor, not you. You have no business in her vagina at all.
Well, there are two entities there. Three entities. It's not just the
That
doctor and the woman,
entity
it's the
is
child.
leeching off of somebody else. You have no right to speak for it because
Well,
you are
I don't
not the
wanna have
body
an
that has
abortion.
to
I don't want to have
house
an
it.
abortion debate. But
Oh
all
my
I'm
God,
saying
get
is
the
that
fuck out.
Did he just have a problem with the wording of the prompt? I'm so
I guess
confused.
so.
Yeah,
I guess
like,
so.
I don't get why people come up and then they're like, "Oh, I know exactly what you mean by the prompt, but I don't like the way you worded it."
Yes, I'm calling unborn babies leeches because you don't have to house that baby. You don't reap the unfortunate rewards of having your body literally rearranged, permanently changed, and having your resources drained from you. And an invasive entity is now in your body needing you. If
They
you don't
are
want
a
it there, that's
parasite.
not okay.
They're literally a parasite.
Yeah, he was.
I tell my kids that they're parasites and crotch goblins all the damn time.
Yes.
All the damn time.
Also,
I
don't
remind
get
them where they came out of and who runs this house all the damn time.
All right, Gonzo, you want to fill, bro? Deborah's here to fill, bro.
Well, it's less of a fill, bro, and more of like your last question on the bottom. Like I don't make an argument for Christianity. I make an argument for like theology and theological belief in general. I think that theological
Well, that would
belief.
wait a minute. To do that though would mean you have a presupposition, and that's useless.
I'm not presupping.
How can you
Would
not
you just hear me out
presupp
for a
for theology as a whole? Because then you would have to prove that a God exists for me to really want to put validation behind that theology.
If you'd hear me out, you would. Okay. Can you just hear me out for a second? Is that cool? Like, I'm not trying to be combative. I'm just trying to have, like, a genuine discourse. Okay. So, I'm a pragmatist utilitarian. And what that means, basically, is if a belief has utility, right? And it is pragmatic for this individual to believe this, and it has utility in terms of like it'll have a net positive effect, like financially or psychologically, or to any degree a positive for them, then therefore that is enough of a substantiation for a belief in a god or gods.
Gonzo,
Because in the absence of evidence, utility is all you need.
Gonzo, where's the utility
for an individual? I have no problem with that. I don't think
I'm a
anybody on the panel has any
hyper-individualist.
problem with that. But when that belief structure starts to seep into other aspects of their life, which it does, 100%, then that's when you have the issue. Because if your belief structure is framing your worldview politically, then it's going to affect other people.
Well, yeah, I mean, but wouldn't you say that, you know, what people believe in, like, ideologically and theologically go hand in hand?
I have a question, Gonzo.
They inform each other.
What's the utility of praying when you could go to a healthcare like provider? Because
you'd have to ask the person.
One thing
praying.
that theology and like Christianity, for instance, is it supports magical thinking, right? That you can just pray or faith heal, which is proven not to be very utilitarian at all or pragmatic. So I don't understand why you would support that.
Okay, well, one, you'd have to ask the person praying. Your first part of your question too. I think that this is a misconception based on, you know, the Bible says, hey, you can pray for the things you want and you'll have them given to you, but you also have to work towards the things, right?
Where does it say you also have to work toward them?
I can go pull it. Hold on a second.
Yeah, but we see all the time the groups of people that try and perform like intercessionary prayer, right? Now, one thing that you could have argued is maybe like placebo effect, but you didn't. So I don't understand how you could be a pragmatic utilitarian and support something like magical thinking or intercessionary prayer, which is proven to be 50-50 at best.
I'm just gonna have to concede because my camera isn't working.
Owned.
No.
To that part.
I will urge you, though, if you're talking about prayer and its effectiveness, I will encourage you to read Mark 16, verses 17 through 18.
Well, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean,
Which verse do you think I'm talking about?
Well, I probably should have waited for you to finish my bed. Good.
Right. So that's actually talking about the signs that you are in fact operating within the power of Jesus, because you should be giving examples of signs and wonders through prayer, healing, not being damaged by the ingestion of toxic material, handling serpents and not being harmed, things of that nature. Those are signs that are supposed to accompany a believer.
Yeah.
So here's my question for you. Would you say that, I mean, are you familiar with the Reformation?
Yes.
Mildly.
Well,
Other people on the panel are way more adept at that.
okay, well, the reason why I ask is because post 1600s, a mythic literalist belief in terms of Christian theology was not commonplace. A lot of that, from what I know, from what I've studied, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm willing to change my mind, is the primary belief of the people of modern day Palestine. Was this text was used to convey cultural, political, and norms in that regard that were
I don't know where he's going.
So you're now creeping into whataboutism, which is a debate fallacy.
I could see the utility of theology and religion, you know, before science was able to answer a lot of the questions that we had. I get it, you know, God of the gaps, right? But
it's not what I was
serves
arguing.
little to no utility anymore.
I mean, I can see, like, I mean, I make, and then don't jump down my throat for this, but I make the argument that that Christianity is specifically designed for BHIs, primarily because, like, because Christianity was developed under a hostile occupation of the Roman Empire during the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd centuries. It would make sense that this group of people that was being victimized, this religious group by the Roman Empire at this time, would use this text to convey cultural norms and to maintain cultural norms for their group of people, right?
Along with a ton of baggage.
Well, yeah, sure. And like every theology that's developed under a hostile occupation, every theology that's developed underneath that, it becomes more either secretive or extremist in its dogma. That's just how it works, unfortunately. You know.
Yeah, we have no use for that now. So it's a net negative.
Like Christianity spent like 1,500 years or so, like literally oppressing other people. I'm trying to figure out, when was Christianity oppressed?
Well, under the Roman Empire. When
That's
it was being
not true at all.
Until the Romans adopted it, sure, but they weren't actually oppressing it, because at that time Christianity was nothing but a whole bunch of cults that were spread out.
Well, yeah.
They didn't know what the cult
who
was.
Tacitus was?
Yes,
You know
I
who
actually
Tacitus-
have the inscription. Would you like to see it?
No, well, Tacitus said that I believe it was Tacitus that said that Christianity was like a joke. It was like a.
I mean, what does
You
that?
also have Emperor
There's a
Hadrian,
cult.
who wrote a letter to Servanus saying that the Christians were worshiping Serapis
Well, yeah, like this
in
proves my
134
point.
AD.
proves my point.
134
But it doesn't,
AD.
though. They weren't oppressed. They were cults. Matter of fact, most of the Romans just didn't pay them any mind. It wasn't
Didn't
until
know what to do.
Yeah, it wasn't until there got to be a whole bunch of them that they were like, okay, fine, here's what we're going to do. We're going to unify them all under one religion, and we're going to claim that. And that's what they did. And then they spent 1,500 years beating people up with it.
Well, I mean, the Romans were notorious for not writing down their atrocities on a grand scale.
Yes, they were. They documented everything.
They didn't care how bad it was. They wrote that shit down.
We've lost a
Turned that
lot.
shit
You
into
have
an
to admit
epic
that.
drama play later on. too.
We've not lost
Sure.
that much. Not enough that we can't piece together what happened.
Gonzo, you
I
were
mean-
the historian on the panel. So when
Oh,
she
really?
says,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, I will change my mind on things. Like I said, like I might push back a little bit just to get like a little bit more information. But you know, I genuinely like, if that's true, then sure. Like I agree.
I recommend a book called Christ Before Jesus. I have it on my Kindle.
It's only like, what, it's $3 now or $5?
Yes, $2.99. I don't know if it's on KU yet, but definitely check it out.
Okay.
You'll learn a lot of shit,
can I-
and there'll be sources in there.
And it's written by a data scientist who uses data science to actually discern various parts of the Bible and where they come from and how that works.
Gotcha.
And then there's also
Because
the
I'm
New
finishing
Testament
the.
and the writings by Jason Badun.
I'm finishing the Septuagint right now, but I did have one more question before I
Atta
go.
boy.
Sure, go
I
ahead.
had one more question before I go.
Sure.
So I think, well, it's a premise to get an outlook on. So I make the argument that all religions are Reconstructionist, right? Because there's clearly practices within Christianity that if Christians did them, they'd be in federal prison, right? And I can agree that most of these practices are detestable, right? They are repugnant, right? However, they're taking what they can use, right, and applying it to their lives now, right? Some are a little bit more extreme than others. You know, like there's people who are like, well, if I can't do the bad things, I'll just talk about them and go after the people, like with words, which is horrible still. But you know, the same thing with paganism. There's stuff that I can't do as a polytheist, and I'm not going to say which one, but as a polytheist, that if I did them, I'd be in prison, right? Like I would be in trouble.
Well, it depends on
Theology
the practice
form.
or whether it's open or
Well, yeah.
closed practice too.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I should have said that. Thank you. But like the other part of this is theology is like water in my mind. It melds and forms based on the legalities of the society in which it's being applied in. You know, and I think that's a good thing. So like I think the utility of it changes based on the socio-political, economic, and political climate and legal climate of the society it's in.
Wait,
Time period.
I kind of agree with Gonzo a little bit. I kind of agree with
because
Gonzo.
if you have 45,000 different denominations in 238 different countries, that to me says it's not reliable. It being fluid based off of the society that it exists in, it's also fluid in the person that is interpreting for themselves what it means. How is that reliable?
Okay, so let me answer that. And I'm glad you asked me that because it's making me think.
Really quick, sorry, Dugald, I blocked him because he is referring to people who are lower class as worms. And
Oh,
that's
me? Okay, yeah. No,
not you,
Gonzo.
not you,
you.
dear, not you, dear, somebody else. Because they were saying some nasty stuff, and Echo's about ready to get blocked because he keeps talking about breastfeeding and consent.
Okay,
And if he doesn't
Yeah.
stop, it's about ready to go down.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're fine.
Deb, can you ask me that question again? Oh, you asked if it was reliable. Okay, I got you. I got it. I remember.
Well, because of its fluidity in society
Okay,
and the personal interpretations.
I'm also, before I answer that, I also want to say, like, I appreciate you guys like entertaining me.
Sure.
I enjoy talking with atheists because they make me think critically about my worldview. I have critiqued my worldview with more information I've got from atheists than I ever have from other pagans.
I'm a pagan. There's a pagan.
Well,
up
yeah,
here.
but you're a pagan with a brain. Yeah,
Touche,
like
touche.
there's so many
Not
pagans out here that are
atheist
just
either.
like there's so many pagans out here that are just like, if I hold this rock to my forehead, I'll feel better. But I digress.
That's just
But so in terms of its fluidity, I would say that speaks to perception and how theology is like putting on a pair of shoes. Some people don't find a pair of shoes that they like. Like I was reading a study, and I don't know how reliable it is, but I was reading a study recently that said that people who engage and learn about theology through an independent study and come to belief without having a prior influence into it tend to have a healthier belief and attachment to the theology because they're not having a framework forced upon their psyche that they don't need. Everybody's psyche theologically needs a different perception and interpretation, right? And when they do have one forced upon them, it turns out that they that's where you get the psychosis and then the toxic religiosity, right? And you know, I think that the fact of different denominations goes into that because every single one of those denominations was a rebel at one point from one other denomination that said, hey, there must be other people like me out there who need something different, a different kind of belief. Do I agree with a lot of those denominations? Probably not, especially not LDS or FLDS. But that is somebody who's like, I want to create a place for people like me who need a place to be and a community, you know. And I think there's something endearing about that, yeah.
Yeah. I think a sense of community is something everybody goes for. Go ahead, Benny.
I want to apologize to you, Gonzo. I had like a completely different image of what you were like bringing to the table last time we talked, because you were saying that you were, you know, like against deconstruction, but I actually think that part of and I didn't quite understand what you meant by reconstruction, but now I understand it a lot better, and I agree with that actually a little bit. But I think that part of reconstruction would be that you would need to deconstruct if you don't have that, like what you just like talked about, you know, where people can genuinely, you know, go into a religion and like faithfully like go into it like without that indoctrination.
Right.
That's what I would mean. Like that's the deconstruction part. Yeah, reconstruction is something I would say.
I would point out though that if we're talking specifically about Christianity, though, it's being so dogmatic makes it the problem, because that's what leads to that religious psychosis and all that other more authoritarian type stuff that we're talking about.
Can I ask you a
comes
question?
from. Yeah.
Based on that. So like for me as a pagan, I was raised in a pagan household. I actually had a rebellious phase where I was Orthodox Russian Christian.
Oh God! What?
Why would you do
That's
that?
a hard.
I was rebelling against my father, dude. It's like it was a whole thing. And then I was
an extreme
Rastafarian,
turn, my friend.
Dude, I was Rastafarian after that, which is the strangest
Fuck your
one.
paganism. I'm gonna go extreme.
I'm going to Russia.
So, and then I came back to paganism after I went to college for studying stuff like that. And one of the things I noticed is it's possible for somebody's psyche to be comfortable in dogma. Like my family's practice, when I came back to it, all the anxiety I felt and all of the like outsider stuff that I felt when I was trying out these different places, especially Orthodox Russian Christianity, because I went to Russia and visited a couple different churches. And those guys freaked me out. I tried my hardest to like them.
I'm laughing because I've met a few Russians. They are hard people to get to know. And like
These guys in the church.
Every time I hear the name
These-
Russia, I think
We
of,
have
like,
them everywhere in Alaska.
a whole
these
bunch
guys-
of just white people.
Dude, these priests were just pedophiles with Coptic crosses. That's it. And big
Christianity
beards,
is really
that's
good
it.
for that.
But anyway, we love TikTok shop. I just realized what I said.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. You're fine. You're fine.
But what I was gonna say is what I realized is my family's practice. I realized that this was where I was meant to be dogmatically. Like my psychological framework, I was comfortable with this dogma. You have to find the shoe that fits again. Like, unfortunately, you know, like that's what I feel about dogma. Like, it's
But
bad.
would you
if it
really
doesn't
say
fit
it's
you.
dogma when dogma is something that doesn't change and actually usually comes with baggage toward that can cause harm on other people? Like pagans, y'all have strict beliefs on what you do as far as like ceremony and ritual. Maybe that would be dogmatic, but I don't know if I would consider it all dogma. I don't know. That's an interesting thing to kind of break
I
down.
also
Maybe.
think that a lot of Christians get confused when it comes to paganism. They think that pagans act like Christianity when it comes to the religion and ceremonies and the different deities. And
They do, yeah.
and it's not like that at
Yeah.
all. I mean, at least for me, it's not.
And
like
I'm not saying that's what you're doing, Gonzo, because that's an
Yeah.
interesting thing we should break down at some point. Because like,
Oh, it doesn't take very long to break it down with me. It's 2 sentences.
yeah, go ahead.
So basically, I'm a third generation. I'm not going to say specifically what flavor because I don't feel like I need to. The reason why I don't do that is because only Christians have to talk about their beliefs to prove it to other people, to prove it to themselves. So I don't need to do that. Like I'm third generation. I have a book that's 3 generations old that I refer back to for everything. You know, starting with my grandfather, my father, and then me. And granted, there's some practices in there that I really don't agree with. I'm allowed to change them. But then I have to like refer back to ancestors before I change them and stuff like that.
See, that to me doesn't say dogma just because it can change. Dogma to me doesn't change, so that's interesting. Okay.
Let's say it with me, culture.
Yeah, it is culture. It is different. That's interesting.
How is it different? Can somebody inform me?
Because when
that?
I think of dogma, I think of Christianity, or Islam, which are very rigid and do not tend not to. I mean, they do change over time. We all know that, but like in their minds and the way they think, and the ones who exist in it now, it's very their dogma is very strict and to them unyielding. So to me, there's no change there when I hear the word dogma. So it's just interesting. Yeah.
Not only that, that's basically one of those, as far as Christians go, whatever this God says goes.
Yeah.
They don't fight it. They don't deem it wrong of what he's doing. Oh, well, God.
And that's how I think of dogma too. So when you say that you can change or you talk to the ancestors or whatever, that to me implies that your gods can be, or your whoever, or spirits or whatever are willing to negotiate, which is to me not dogmatic, but it is to you, and that makes
Depends on who
sense.
you're talking to.
Yeah, I get it now. That's interesting.
I tell you, Oleg is
interesting.
I tell you what, Oleg is a stubborn bastard. But all I'm getting at here is like, okay, here's a question for Hanji, because you're a pagan, right?
Mm-hmm. Culturally.
Okay. So culturally, okay. So, I got a violation. You want to drop it?
What the fuck? What did he say?
Oh, for the
He
P
didn't do
word.
anything wrong.
For the P word, I'm guessing.
P word.
After he said the TikTok, before he said the TikTok shop.
Oh, God, that's a late ass reaction. That's
Super late. We can't let you up for 10 minutes.
yeah. We got a 10-minute restriction on you, Gonzo. Give it 10, and we'll bring you back up. That was actually a cool conversation. I wanted to keep going with that.
I'm gonna have to drop, but I wanna like at least like I think I kind of know where he was going with that, and like I think, and this has kind of been a new thing for me, which is like kind of reshaping what Christianity is, and I think that like framing Christianity in the pagan frame or lens is actually a very interesting concept, where it would be like, you keep it to yourselves, right? And like you can have your different denominations and all of that, but you just keep it to yourselves.
Right.
And I always say, like, if you want more people to be Christians, just set like an example. You don't need to evangelize, like make it appealing. And I think that would be one way that they could get around some of the main gripes that we as non-believers or members of other faiths have with Christianity. And I think that that's a very interesting concept, because I don't think we could just do away with Christianity. I
don't think that's the case either. That's why I've always said my goal is always just to get them to keep it at home. But my thing of it is like, they say they can't separate themselves from it, but other people do it from their beliefs all the time when it comes at the cost of others. So like, if we were to say your God tells you, show them where their God says slavery is fine, we point out you don't do that now. You don't think that's morally correct to do now.
Mm-hmm.
So why in the fuck should we sit here and impose this stuff on people that don't believe it? It makes no sense. You're just causing oppression. You don't have to vote that way. You could just say, you know what? I don't like ABs, so I'm not going to have one. And I'm not going to encourage my family to have one. or I don't like gay people, so I'm just simply not going to associate or do whatever you want internally in your own home or whatever. But doesn't mean you have to go and vote and say gay people shouldn't be allowed to be alive, for example.
Right. Like, I've never been put in a position where I even had to consider one. So it's like, who am I to say what should and should not happen? That's just, it's diabolical.
My thing is, leave your religion out of things that do not impact you.
Yeah. It's not impacting, like, what somebody's doing in their bedroom is not impacting you.
Right. But they have, I say it all the time, Christianity specifically and Islam have very specific fixations on people's genitalia, what comes out of that genitalia, and what they do with that genitalia. Yeah, it is obsessions. And what they do with that genitalia. Like, it's like, why are you all in the business of everybody's genitalia?
Because it's honestly, I mean, reading the scriptures outside of religion and that lens that I used to have, it's really obsessed with all of that.
It really
From
is.
start to finish. And I think it breeds a very, I don't know if I can say that word, perverted
Repression
mindset.
leads to that, yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, but I want to go back to what he was saying again, because he's like, finding shoes, right? The shoes that fit.
Yeah.
But that's not what this religion is. It has evolved over the years.
Yeah.
It is a very, in the grand context of humanity and how long humans have been this sentient and communicating via written word, it's a pretty modern religion.
Yeah.
Contextually.
I mean, out of our,
But even in the last
200,000
couple
years
hundred
of
years-
existence? Yeah.
Right. But even in the last couple hundred years, the dogma attached to the Bible has incorporated the rapture. William Darby, in 1850s or 1870s, I can't remember which.
Mm.
That's not a pair of shoes that I ever want to put back on again,
Right.
because the fear that was associated with that, the nightmares that it gave me as a child, that's trauma. And so it's not just a pair of shoes, it comes with trauma.
I think he was like also pointing out with the reformist point was the splitting of like the Catholic ideology that was the main driving force of Christianity at that point. Before it went reformist and anglicized when Martin Luther kind of had his 99 Theses. It did change, like the dogma did split right there, where the Catholics they had a little bit more wiggle room because they weren't sola scriptura, whereas the Protestants or reformists were very they still are very sola scriptura. There's no questioning, there's no changing, where the Pope can change things, even. So
Well, apparently not, according to MAGA Roman Catholics. So
don't even get me started about that.
Right.
But I think that what Gonzo may be like putting forward is that it's happened before, so why couldn't it happen again? But in a positive way, I guess, is the way I took it. But hey, I do got to drop, guys. Love y'all. I'll be around.
I appreciate you, Benny.
Benny, see you. Bye, Benny.
All right. Rats, are you over 18?
Yeah.
All right. What did you want to say?
Quick, I gotta take my cat to the vet. You guys have a good day. I'll catch you later.
Oh no.
I hope
That's
you're
not
okay.
Chris. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Oh no. She sounded very upset. Oh. Anyway, go ahead, Rats.
Well, I came in when you guys were talking about how you should keep Christianity to Christians should keep Christianity to themselves.
Yeah.
But just under the Christian worldview, that is the with Jesus Christ being the only way to salvation. Would it not be cruel to try to say, no, I don't want people to be to be
That's your
saved, to
belief.
be no,
That's
yeah,
your
yes,
belief.
wait.
That's your belief. No,
Just
but other people
let
don't
me
believe that.
can I finish? Can I
It's
finish?
nonsense.
Can I? Will I be allowed to finish?
It's nonsense. If you guys want to let him finish, you can. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
You
Rex.
have to control yourself, child. Unmute.
Go ahead,
I am not
Rex.
all right. So if these people think that the only way to salvation is through Jesus Christ, why would it not be something that should be desired under that worldview to bring others to that?
You can desire that without forcing it upon people through the government or through legislation or through politicians,
I don't think that's
or by even knocking on doors, running bills. You don't have to do any of that. You all could just be good Christians amongst yourselves, and that alone would be enough to bring people to you, because you all would be good people then, maybe. But you don't do that. You force.
Yes, I agree with you that it is not all right to force it, but to
But
say
that's what
no,
you
you just
do.
don't. Just don't talk about it.
No, you
But
can talk about it, but you don't need to put it into laws or representation or rent out billboards screaming at people that they're going to hell or knocking on people's private residence. You could literally just be at church and be good people and do good things like your book tells you to do. And people could come to you and ask, hey, what's going on with your religion? And you could carry on your good works that way. You don't have to sit there and force it on people.
So it's
Well,
It
all right.
also,
not
hold
only
on,
that,
really quick, it
if
puts
I
people in danger. You're having people
yeah,
go from door to door to door in these days, and usually they're younger people.
Yeah, and some
Usually.
people don't put up with that shit.
And well, here in Alaska, the trespassing laws and defend your castle laws are extremely lax. But I'm just saying, by doing that, you are putting people in harm's way.
It also leads to a lot of
not
colonization, which has been proven to be very harmful.
well, not only that, but honestly, you know, if you're looking at an honest critique of the text, it says that, you know, Jesus says to his disciples, "You will not finish going through the towns of Israel before the Son of Man returns in his kingdom." He was talking about Israel. He also said, if somebody does not accept the gospel, that you should dust your feet.
It's good.
It says in 1 Corinthians 5, 12, and 13 that you are only to judge those within your faith system. So, you know, putting the pieces together about what evangelicism looks like in the scripture, it's not even scriptural to incorporate your laws into your faith into the laws. Jesus said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. He never made a claim that the faith of following Jesus should be applied to the Roman politician spheres, the geopolitical spheres.
Yeah, he went after the Pharisees, not the Romans.
I'm not talking about that.
He was, no. But if you're taking an honest critique of the text, this book was written for Israel and Israel alone. Jesus said on numerous occasions, "I came not for the world, but for the lost sheep of Israel." He was talking to the followers. Even the Samaritans were of the Jewish sects.
Yes,
So
that was Jesus. That was Jesus' earthly mission. Yes.
Jesus was a
but
Jew,
then,
his earthly mission. But then if you look at Paul and Paul's writings, now if you're a Paulinian, that's a different story. But I don't take the words of Paul to be a higher authority than words of Jesus or the words of God.
to make disciples of all the nations.
Can I ask him a question?
Who were the nations? It's the same question as who is your neighbor, because the neighbor is not the slave is not the neighbor, codified in the 10th commandment.
Even in the Old Testament, when Abraham, when the covenant was made with Abraham, it was to be a light to the nations. It's for the whole world. It
was not for the whole world. Seriously, you have to look at the context. Just because the word world was used a couple of times, which I think is a really bad translation. Yea, I will be with you even into the end of the world. That word should
The
have
end
been
of the
era.
age.
Right, the end of the age or era.
That's not what
So
it's.
I understand that. But if
So to
he's telling his disciples, the lost sheep of Israel, this book was start to finish written for Israel.
all right. So
Even the prophecies of the nations at the end times, right? The
In
Adam,
just a second,
not
Doctor.
Adam, the end times studies. It talks about Israel being gathered together, the diaspora being brought together, and the nations, the rest of the nations, being camped outside the walls of this third temple, right? And they serve Israel. They're not part of Israel. They're forever slaves for Israel.
okay. So when you read the make disciples of all the nations, plural, you think that's just one nation?
I think he's technically referring to the 12 tribes.
No, Israel was just one nation.
Well, it was split into two, the northern and southern kingdoms.
So those would be the only two nations.
But you're talking about, he says to his disciples, go into all the world, making disciples of all nations. But he also told those very same disciples, you will not finish going through the towns of Israel before the Son of Man returns in his kingdom. So which is it? Because you can't have both narratives be true.
Actually, you can when you say that
words
the
don't mean
12
words.
the 12 apostles did not go through all the towns of Israel. But that does not mean
he hasn't returned in his kingdom. So no shit, but he said that some of you standing here will not taste death before the Son of Man returns in his kingdom. So if they're already gone, then he's automatically a false prophet.
Yes, but
and God said he would test his own people. He would send false prophets. So Jesus having his own prophecies not being fulfilled, per the Old Testament, Jesus is a false prophet. So there's that.
All right.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah, you can ask me.
All right. So how old are you exactly?
Why does that matter?
Just tell me, please. I appreciate it.
I don't give out
Are
my
you,
age.
are you at least 18?
I'm over 18.
19?
I'm over 18.
18, 19? Are you under 25?
That does not matter.
Okay. Well, the reason why I ask is because I've seen you in other rooms, right?
I've only been on like one other thing.
Okay. Well, what I want to tell you, right? Okay. So you're 19. Okay. So you seem like a really nice kid, right? Like you seem like a nice kid who was just like, force fed a dogma that doesn't that your brain isn't accepting, right? I said this earlier. Everybody has their own pair of shoes metaphorically to put on in terms of religion. So I would encourage you, go forget everything you were ever taught about Christianity and then just go read it and reinterpret it and build it into something that fits your life and how you feel and how you engage with reality. And I guarantee you, like, I see a lot of young kids on here like yourself, and I say kids as a term of endearment because I'm older than you are, who, just put forward and put out everything they were taught, and eventually they start to realize, hey, this isn't for me. When the belief you have could be.
I'd like to think that I've approached Christianity through the starting point of agnosticism.
Okay, well, in terms of
Mysticism
practice,
isn't that bad.
I mean,
It's
agnosticism.
the true neutral point.
I mean, agnosticism is essentially sitting on the fence in terms of.
Oh, I thought he said Gnosticism. Oh.
No, agnostic, where it's just you don't know. But
I mean, it's okay
it's
to
like
not know things.
there could be a God, there could not be a God. But you don't have any like worldview that's putting like a hard dogma against.
Are you part of a church?
Against. Yeah, I'm Catholic.
Okay, here's a hard question for you.
Oh.
Are you Roman Catholic? Okay. Here's one hard question. I'm gonna shut up in a second, but here's one hard question for you. So, if you could go back in time, right, and save Christ from the cross, would you? Yes or no?
I mean,
Ooh.
That's a dumb
That is a good question.
hypothetical.
Actually, I'm gonna write that shit down.
That's a fantastic question.
So just give me a yes or no.
I don't think that's
Can you repeat that question again, please?
If you could go back in time and save Christ from the cross, would you? So since you won't answer, I'll tell you why I ask.
I mean, I don't think it's like even if I were to go back in time, I don't think it'd be possible to.
Okay, well, anyway,
prevent
the
it.
reason why. So usually the answer is no, and the proper answer from a
I
Christian.
mean, I would try, but it's like even if I were to go back in time, I don't think that's possible.
Reds, really quick. So the fact that you would try tells me that you care more for another human life than a proposed salvation, right? Because Christ's crucifixion is responsible for your salvation. Now, let's say another section of this hypothetical is like, I know you're young, but let's say you have a son, right? Let's swap Christ out. Let's say that your son is responsible for your salvation and has to be crucified. Would you
If we could go back in time and save Christ, would you?
Yeah.
I wrote that shit down. I was not fucking around. Do you understand? I meant that shit.
But would you go back in time and save your son, even if your son was responsible for your salvation and he was going to be crucified?
That's a different scenario completely from the crucifixion.
How?
So let's say in this analogy,
if I could explain why it fails, because it's not just it isn't just that God is giving his son to the world. It is God doing it himself. It is God offering himself up.
So let's say
Why
that
did he
in
scream,
this.
"Why have you forsaken me"?
Okay.
He was quoting Psalm 22 to point to his divine mission.
So let's say in this hypothetical that you're God, right? Let's say just like hypothetically, and that your son is going to be responsible for the salvation of everybody that you've created. But you have the option to go down and save him from this. The only catch is that your creation will not receive salvation. Would you save him?
Again, it's bad. That's a bad analogy because I'm not omniscient.
Do you know why you can't answer me?
Because I'm not omniscient.
No, that's not why. The reason why you can't answer me is because your religion
I think it's
tells
bad. No, because
No,
I
it's
think it's a
because
bad
okay.
analogy.
Whether
Let me
it's
let me
bad or not,
finish.
you should still be able to answer it.
Okay,
You just don't
hold
like
on,
it.
hold on, hold on 1 second. The only reason why you
It's
can't
like
answer me,
answering the question, "Are you still beating your wife? Yes or
well, Reps,
no?"
hold on,
And you
wait a second.
that's how I see this.
Okay,
It's
wait,
like
dude, just let me
the whole
finish.
premise
Just let
is
me
false
finish,
from
dude.
the
Can you just let
start.
me finish? Can you just let me finish? The reason why you can't answer me is because your dogma tells you can't go back and save him. You can't. You can't even save
I have
Christ.
a better question, Gonzo. So this is something that I pose in my lives kind of often. If the Bible, it's not really a question, it's a modus tollens logical equation. If the Bible says that we are supposed to forgive 70 times 7 times a day, right? Why couldn't God do that infinitely without bloodshed? We do find 10 other forms of atonement in the Old Testament that don't require blood. So it's not like he needs it. If he needs it, he's not all powerful. But if I needed to unalive, let's just say I had multiple sons, if I needed to unalive one son to forgive another, like to me that's a very archaic, very crude human way of thinking. I would expect a God does not need blood in any way, shape, or form, has no need for anything to forgive. But we put that on ourselves, and we see the evidence of that written in the pages of the Bible. Because it is archaic, but because this is a bloodthirsty war god.
What's even funnier about that, just 2 seconds, is that like within paganism, there's a lot of different war gods. But like here's the deal. Like none of these gods ever claimed to be any of the omni properties. They also tell you that they've been bad people at some points or been bad gods and done bad things.
That's not the
But they
topic.
yeah, like but all I'm saying is like in contrast, I'm sorry. But like in contrast with what we're looking at here with this deity, like they don't ask for any sacrifice for anything. You can just give it if you want. The Christian God blatantly says, "Give it to me."
I have to agree with Gonzo on that. They have to see the parallels of others who do believe, basically an example of how they should be. And yes, baby, just like that. How they should be rather than doing what they're doing now, as far as in Congress and everything else.
I can't answer that question currently. That has not been my area of research. So I can't give you an answer that I would find honest.
That's fine. At least you're willing to look it up.
We're told that we're supposed to adhere to the tenets that are found in Scripture, the statutes, the laws, the guidances. We're supposed to, Matthew 5:48, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect, but you can't. We're told you can't. That even your heart is wicked above all things, and who can know it? That we're constantly broken and sinners and need the salvation. But Jesus led this perfect example, which wasn't perfect because he lied and he violated his own Father's laws, meaning it's a house divided. So I understand why a pagan religion is far more attractive if they have human attributes, if they learn along the way, because that's more of an example of what we can or should do than this deity who's bloodthirsty, who we can never be like.
For like, this reason in particular, like the gods resemble human beings in logic, reason, purpose, flaw, failure, and shape. It's very difficult, and the human mind is more likely to have a healthy Yeah,
He
like that's
ran.
not very good.
He ran. He wasn't trying to listen.
Hmm.
Or maybe
Yeah,
he
I don't know.
did.
I
Hey,
love
Rabbi.
Muhammad.
I heard you talking about a certain scholar got you in trouble with the tiki-talkies.
What happened?
Was it that guy? It
No,
was that guy from England, right?
no, no. This is a. Someone said that you got in trouble on a live stream, that you got hit because you're talking smack about Richard Carrier, I think it was. I don't know. I have to go back and look at the screenshot, but that's what I was told.
She said she did. That's interesting.
That's my bitch. Listen,
Considering what we were talking about last night, that's interesting.
that's exactly why I
Love
brought
you,
it up.
Rabbi. Love you for
I heard
that.
about this carrier beef yesterday. Like I knew that there were whispers, rumblings and potential accusations
7 of them.
years ago, but I did not know there were actual formal accusations out there.
Oh,
I
yes.
didn't know that until yesterday.
As a matter of fact, he put a disgusting quote on his blog. I'm gonna ask Jaren to send me it real quick. Hold on. But Gonzo, go ahead and ask your question, Dolly. Listening.
Okay. So one of the things I do in terms of practice is ancestor veneration, right? Which is a tenet of a lot of different polytheist belief systems. And one of the things that they did prior to Christianity getting super aggressive in the area in which my practice originates from is, like, for example, when they were in contact with the Muslim caliphates in modern day Iran and not Afghanistan, it's too far inland, but modern day Iran, they would practice Islam out of respect for the people of that land, but they wouldn't take it home with them, right? So, like, if they were in a land where a religion was dominant, they would practice it out of respect. They did the same thing with Christianity for a little while because they just viewed.
Are you Norse pagan?
Yeah. They just viewed.
Yeah, so
They
am I.
just viewed. They just
That's-
viewed those gods as gods of other places.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of the things I do to replicate that now is I have more Christian friends than I do pagan friends, funnily enough. And I actually have an Orthodox Russian friend. One of the things I do is when I go over their home, if they're praying over a meal, I will pray with them out of respect, for the God of their home and their traditions. I tell my friend that I will not tuck my hammer in. I'm not going to take my arm ring off, but what I will do is I'll pray with you. Do you think that's a good practice? Do you think it's a disrespect to the ancestors, or do you think it's more of just a sympathetic act of reenactment?
That's a loaded question, but I will say this, right? Imagine we were in ancient times and we're trying to make it, let's say fuck it because I'm biased. Let's say we're in ancient Egypt, right? But we had to travel to Babylon to meet with their king to discuss trade, right? We go there. They have a practice that is not part of our practice. But we're doing it as a courtesy because we really want this treaty. This trading route. It's messy. Because in a way, it can show respect, absolutely. But in another, you also have to think, would they show me the same courtesy?
Yeah. Funnily enough, I've only ever had one of my Christian friends because I have the licensing to do animal sacrifice. And I raise the animals all year, and it's done so then they're not scared, and they get the best love, the best food, the best attention. It's only done once a year. And I've only ever had one of my Christian friends ever
Mhm.
that I've ever participate in that with me. And I've asked my other friends why they wouldn't do it, and they're like, well, because that would be a sin for me. And I'm like, I think Jesus, if he was here, because I think Jesus generally was probably he was an anarchist, because like he went and flipped tables. He was anti-capitalist. He
Actually,
went and flipped tables in the temple.
He was an authoritarian supremacist, actually.
I mean, I think like my idea of Jesus outside of the scripture is like I'm a deadhead too. Like I like the Grateful Dead. It's the guy who's like a little angry sometimes in the parking lot, but like he'll give you a hug and like a t-shirt if you wanted it, and maybe like a grilled cheese. But like, I think Jesus would have, if I was doing that ritual, he'd been like, yeah, sure, man, I guess I'll do it with you. Just because, I don't know.
Personally, just from what I know of cultural gods and cultural practices and whatnot, to me, from what I understand of the temperaments of the various gods that I'm thinking of, like, for example, Hanji's gods, some of your gods, several, like some of the Celtic gods, that kind of thing, they would take offense to it only because you were of their blood, and to pray or to take part in ceremony for another god is usually offensive to them directly.
Oh,
that just kind of depends.
So I can answer that, and I'm going to be open now since you guys guessed what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. So like
I only know because I'm Scandinavian.
Oh yeah.
My great grandparents immigrated from Sweden. So when you
nice.
started saying out of respect and culture, I immediately knew. I didn't mean to call you out. And no, you're good. I also am myself. So I left the faith a long time ago. So
yeah. My mother's a first generation Norwegian American, and then my father's a second. Yeah, no, not a second. A first generation Polish American. But what I was going to say is, Thor is the chief god of my family, has been for 3 generations. I could tell you a little bit about where my family's at with this stuff religiously. We're super like hyper masculine about this whole thing. The warrior culture is a big deal for us because my family believes that it can do a lot for especially men's mental health, and we do constructive masculinity in terms of like valuing women. We put women on a higher seat in the belief system. And this is a question for the ladies in the room who have experience with paganism. Or I don't know how you guys identify, that's my bad. But for the feminine individuals in the room, so in my practice, the magical practice of the belief system is only a woman's practice. Like it can't be practiced by men. And the way I was taught why that is because women have a higher spiritual power and connection. And another part of it is because they literally are able to create life through a portal that they have in between their legs. Like they literally create life. So that's why the magical practice is reserved for them. People still tell me that is sexist. I don't know why. I'm like, it puts women on a higher value. Like the men are always underneath the women in this time.
it's just men who are insecure or having a problem with that, it sounds like. The patriarchy has a problem with that.
Which is ironic. Honestly, I don't see a problem with it. That's a cultural practice that you adhere to.
As long as you're not like suppressing women's right to vote and stuff, then
if anything, a woman in my family's practice could literally just look at like my father and like give him a certain look, and he'd be like, well, now I need to go put on some iron because I'm in danger. Like, but yeah.
Watch out, Yahweh. He got iron on him.
From what I understand, most cultural religions from ancient times, such as both yours and Hanji's and AK's, and also other ones I know of, God damn it, ADHD, God damn it, happened right then and there.
About how we all have different practices.
You do have
Women,
different
different
practices, but the women, that's what I was going to say. The women in each one of them, though, always seem to be very strong anyway. So that it never seems to have, it still has misogyny in a lot of places. I'm not going to say or lie about that, but like, it doesn't seem to be quite the Christian version of in any way.
In my culture, we're scared of the women more than the men.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the part of the magical practice is them helping us gain, because I do like historical Nordic reenactment and like combat gear. Like I've lost like pieces of my ear and my arms and stuff.
Oh my.
Like I use like actual steel and everything.
I have a friend
one of
who
the-
does that, and he's been knocked out quite a few times.
Yeah.
He's like 6'5". He's huge.
I'm 6'8".
Nice.
You
My
are?
cousins were 6'9".
That's
I have two
funny.
cousins that are 6'9".
I'm
At least I'm not
6'5".
6'7".
You guys are still taller than me. I'm only 6'5" then.
They told me I
I've
was
never
gonna be
been
over
able to say
6
that
foot,
before.
and
I'm
they
usually the
lied.
tallest person
You
I
guys
know.
just hold on.
I'm
Time out.
5'8".
You didn't
I'm
catch what he
5'8".
You didn't catch what he said?
What?
6'7".
Oh.
6'7".
How'd you get out? I don't.
Never.
What I was saying was, I like part of the women and the magical practice is them helping us reach a state where we can be like strong enough or crazy enough to engage in a battle and be somewhat successful. You know, so like I have my wife do a ritual for me before I do a reenactment. And it usually, you know, I say thank you to her and like, you know, that's the whole thing. It's,
I just pig on, so this is.
Is that a moose?
Yep.
It is a moose.
Of
I
course.
I worship Scotty, and she brings me moose
yeah,
all the time. This is Helga. She has been around us since she was a baby. Her baby's around here somewhere, but we've been looking at that belly. We think she's pregnant again, folks.
Oh, Helga.
Here's Helga.
You're going to have a whole. What do they call a herd of moose? What is herd of moose? What is that?
Does she let you pet her?
How can I say this? It's illegal to feed and pet moose in Alaska, if you know what I'm talking about.
Excuse you?
Hint, hint. Do you catch that? But yes,
kind of.
She does. Alaska's very, very strict when it comes to wildlife. You cannot feed it. You're not supposed to encounter it. Some dude told me it was illegal for me to name her, which then I laughed. But Fish and Game have come to my house to say, make sure you're not feeding her. Like, people have reported her. And I'm like, I'm not feeding her.
No.
She just likes to hang out. Because we don't have dogs. We have a very peaceful yard, and we have 5 acres.
I'm sorry. I just thought of this. Hanji. So I had a friend, one of my lady's friends came over one time, and she was very Greek and had dabbled in Greek paganism for a little while. And she had like a bunch of different like curses and attachments on her. Like she constantly had bad things happening to her. So what I did was I did a protection and cleansing ritual to Thor and Odin for her. After I ended it, I got like a severe headache. And then I had to go outside, and then I had to do my own ritual to cleanse myself afterwards.
Because you fuck with somebody else's gods.
Yeah,
Dude, and I'm telling you right
interfered
now.
with her karma.
I'm telling you right now, I went to sleep that night and I had a nightmare of I don't know which god it was from the Greek pantheon, but it was like this really spindly, like skinny guy with like shoes, but the shoes had like rockets on the bottom of them or something.
And Mies, wow, rockets, he's pretty creative.
And he was fighting Thor, and Thor threw him at me, and as he ran past me, he was like, don't ever talk to this guy ever again. And I was like, all right, dude. And I woke up, I was horrified, dude. I swear. It's insane.
So I know a lot of people in this chat are not going to believe it, and that's fine. That's why we're having the discussion. Gods can get territorial, especially if you are not part of that demographic. I said what I said.
Yeah, your blood tied to them culturally.
So when a certain pantheon claims you, that's it. You don't dabble. And you can learn, sure, but you don't work with other gods unless you have permission from those practitioners. Because just going in, you know what I mean?
Well,
Just going in without
according
the
to you, your
research,
gods
without
have something to
knowing.
say about it too, as in don't do it either. Unless
Yeah,
they
sure, the
permit
fuck-
you.
Listen, Anubis was pissed with me. Anyways, that being said, they're territorial. You're part of them. They're a part of you. It is culture. Don't meddle in things you do not understand or are not meant for you. Basically, is what.
Well, I mean, I didn't even call out to any of the Greek gods. All I asked was for Thor to remove any curses.
No, but you mess with her gods, her on her, and by doing so, you kind of culturally clash the two.
Because she was also probably, if she was having all these shitty things, she was going through fucking karma. She had to learn.
What about
Especially if she was doing love spell work.
Hermes
Aphrodite was
apparently
coming
had
after
something
that
to say
ass.
with her. Apparently,
What
that
about
was-
Hermes? Like, what? But why Hermes? Like, I
That's
don't
her god,
understand.
probably.
That's probably her
main
patron
god.
deity, and he felt
Who is
you
Hermes
messing with
anyway?
her.
He's a messenger god and did several other things, but he's most known for being the messenger god.
He is a messenger, but also
Isn't he a liar too? That's what I heard.
he's a trickster, but he doesn't lie. He's
Okay.
very truthful. He's actually one of the
He's
very few
very
truthful
much like
deities.
Loki in that respect.
Don't
Loki.
even get me started on Loki.
Oh, I love Loki so much.
Loki's not lying to you.
He doesn't lie.
Just manipulates you.
He's deceptive and trickery and
Hold on. But at the end of the day, that could be her patron deity, the one that she works with the most, the one that has connected itself to her the most. I have patron deities and matron deities. My main two are Zeus and Anubis. The women are Tahoet and Artemis. But I am multicultural, so I have that balance, but that doesn't mean that those fuckers don't fight.
She's saying
Okay.
Zeus and Anubis be throwing hands.
So you said you're
Yes, they're doing it. It's the
multicultural.
hottest thing to watch.
You said you're multicultural. So here's another question. So I'm Polish and Norwegian. Those are my two highest percentages. I was raised in a culturally Polish and Norwegian household. And you could imagine how horrible my mother and my father got along. Anyway, I've never really felt a heavy connection to my Slavic side for Slavic paganism, especially for Poland. But recently
I
I
thought it was all
have.
Germanic, which was just an
It's
offshoot.
all
Not all of
Germanic.
it.
Oh,
A
so
lot
it's
of
not
it's
as much
Germanic.
related to Norway as I thought. Norwegian
Yeah,
was
not
the
all
top.
of it.
Okay.
But I was always taught to be very proud of my Polish heritage. And my grandmother, who lives in Poland, she always told me, we're from County Kuskow. And she always told me that since we're so close to the island of Wolen, where they found the Jomsviking settlement, and since we've been on the land for so long, some of our ancestors must have been on that settlement. And she also said that we have Slavic paganism within us too. And I'm like, well, I can't mix the two, can I? And she's like, well, I wouldn't. I was like, but I feel a connection to it now. And she's like, if you mix it, the family will disown you. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
But-
certain rules and regulations depending on your background.
Yeah, it
Well,
sounds like your
just-
culture has already got more claim on you than the other one would ever be able to.
I don't know, but like I read some of the stories of like secretly. I don't tell my family this. I read some of the stories of the Slavic pagan gods, and I'm like, this guy's fucking got it. This guy is kind of cool, you know. Like I can get down with this guy. But then I wind up having nightmares where Thor and Odin are pulling me apart.
I was
now.
going to say, did you ask Thor about what your opinion should be on that?
Well, I had a nightmare about Thor and Odin. One, Thor had me by both my legs, Odin had me by the other two, and they were ripping my body in half. So,
What the fuck did you do?
I was
What
reading.
did you do, sir?
I was reading the stories of the Slavic pagan gods.
Fucking with shit you have no title nor understand.
But I'm Polish. That's the thing. Like, I'm very Polish.
But you weren't raised like that. Did you even
You
start
said that you have a
practicing
book
theory?
that's 3 generations old, or you're
And
the
you
third
said you've
gen
already
of this
sworn
book.
yourself to Thor as your patron deity.
Yeah, I mean, I've been sworn to Thor since I was like 7.
Great. Thor, from what I understand of your culture and what I understand of Thor, he's not just going to let you go.
Baby, you his bitch now. You his
I don't
bitch
wanna-
now.
Dude, I don't want to go.
No,
I
if
just
you
want to
wanna, no, Gonzo. If you want to learn about it, then you go into a meditation first. And then you petition your specific gods and say, I just want to learn. I'm not questioning my allegiance.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even like, even with feeling an attraction to wanting to like somehow worship them, is like, I don't want to leave them behind. I just want to dip my toe in the water and see if it's warm or not.
Well, you just have to
Careful
ask
with
him if you're
that.
allowed to dip the toe and which toe you're allowed to dip.
That's where you're
It
going
is
to get
better
your
to-
problems.
That's up to your God. That's who you're sworn to.
Yeah.
But that's what we're talking about with the adding other religions or participating with other religions in their traditions, is that oftentimes it's since I don't believe in any of the gods, I'm not going to say it's an assault to them, because I don't believe that they are real, but personally, but it still lends to Christians, the more dogmatic ones that I think of, like Islam or Christianity, the ones that feel the need to spread themselves, it can give the idea that you're open to conversion, or that the idea that if you, even if they can't convert you, then that might work on someone else.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean,
Although if you feel pulled in this, maybe this is the life path that you chose for this life, is to fuck shit up and see what happens.
Or you
I don't
already
wanna-
chose that in a past life and you're trying to, sorry, okay, I'm getting way too deep now.
Facts. No facts.
No,
That's a
you're
good
good.
counter
No, you're
too.
good. That's a good point.
See you later, Clark.
But like, my wife told me we're going to. Me and my wife are going to a hippie festival that we go to every year in a couple weeks, and she told me you should just take a heroic dose of some special fungi and ask that question. And what she'll do is she'll ask me the same question over and over again to influence me, and then whatever I come out of it with is my answer. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, my cure, if you read my bio, my cure for any question is to load up on heinous chemicals.
Sir.
So,
If I have any advice for you, friend, I'm going to drop you down here in a second, please make sure you're not participating in the racism that tends to go through Norse paganism that I don't. That's
I'm a universalist. I'm a universalist, man.
I don't know what that means as far as they're concerned.
That means I don't adhere to the racist stuff.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
He's not like the extreme Odinists who basically ruined Odin's name.
Okay, here let me make it more clear for you before you drop me. You ready?
Oh, sure, you're fine.
For Yule, I have paperwork, right, that I have a group of people sign. And for like Beltane and stuff like that, me and my wife have huge fertility orgies.
Well, okay.
So, and it's all consensual.
Where do you
for,
live?
like,
No, I'm just
fertility.
kidding.
That's very
like,
Dionysius.
fertility
No,
and shit.
that's like the Dionysius quote.
That's
Yeah.
old school paganism, dude. Like
It
and they're
really is
also
actually.
it's also bisexual orgies. So like I am as progressive as they come, dude. Like
It's
gay
like, I was gonna ask, like, do you do it during the spring equinox? Like when it starts?
yeah, we
Yeah.
do. And it's all like paperwork
Yeah.
signed, everybody consents, like this is
I'm aware.
old school paganism, like this isn't the AFA crap. Yeah.
Some sects, or as you can say, cults of these pagan practices, they do adhere to certain old traditions.
I know. I've heard all about them. But here's the thing, though. People that aren't religious also participate in quite a few orgies. So you're not barking up the wrong tree here. I've already been through about 5 or 6 of them myself. So it is what it is. Just not co-ed ones. I've never been through a co-ed one. I'll say that.
You'll probably be going to bed.
Oh yeah. All right, dude. I'll catch you later. I appreciate you having a little bit of an aversion to me because I enjoy when people are like, I'm not sure about this guy. It makes me have to prove myself. And
I appreciate that, Gonzo. Have a good one, friend. Yeah, definitely wouldn't be my first orgy, but it would be my first co-ed one if I ever were around that, but I don't think I'd participate because here's the thing. On the Kinsey scale, I am gay.
Like, I'm gay.
So I don't know how that would work out. So
I love you. There is it's 1,000. There's no 0.011.
whatever the highest gay number there is, that's the fucking one I
Kind of like my DNA test. I'm the whitest person I've ever seen in
exactly.
my life.
Right. I'm all the gay. I'm all the white.
All the Scandinavian, all the Swedish.
Here's the thing. I find women very beautiful. I find some trans women very beautiful. I find some trans men very, very attractive. But I have very certain requirements.
I will say this, though. This is why I like... Oh, I was going to say, this is why I like co-hosting your panel. Because you give us, quote-unquote, pagans, the opportunity to speak to each other. And you realize that there is a natural mediator in polytheism and paganism versus Christianity.
Well, yeah, because it's all a belief system, and there's a very strong and very great way the fact that most pagans that I know, no matter which cultural pagan they are, tend to keep their religion out of voting and out of other people's lives. Like, y'all don't go in there and think, well, Zeus doesn't like gay people, so what? Not that Zeus would ever, because he's
Speak for
very
him. I was about to
bisexual.
say that's
You
a
know,
bad
I'm just
example.
giving you an
He
example.
loved him some tweaks. Listen.
Right. I'm just giving an example of a god. Like, if you were to tell me Zeus didn't like gay people, and then you went, but you don't vote on it, you know what I mean? But then if you turn around and do vote on it, there's harm that's caused there, and you don't do that. It doesn't matter what your God's opinions of things are, because that's not you.
I would say most people probably didn't even know I was pagan. Very few people do. I don't talk about it very often.
Exactly. That's very true.
And not only that, too, you also have some of us polytheists that are not myth exclusive. In other words, we don't take the myths literally like Christianity does with the Bible. We see the deities as us because they are described as stronger, live longer, taller, but we're able to see ourselves within them, which makes them more relatable and believable because we're just like, well, what would this deity do in this situation? Am I that heartless to do the same thing, or can I change it?
Yeah.
So basically morality aspect, if you think about it. Anyway, I went on a tangent. I'm sorry.
I get it. We're
Gotta
still
drop down.
Can we speed tap to
I'm wrapping up my
30K?
day over here.
All right.
But I'll be live tonight.
You're going live. Okay, make sure you send me because I didn't get the invite last time. It was weird. So, yeah, text
Okay, I'll
me
send
when
it.
you're. Yeah, text me too when you're gonna go so I can make sure I'm there.
I'll do my best
I
to
will.
stop by. You do go on later, so I try it, but I try. But I try. All right. I'll see you later. Thank you so much for hanging out, Deborah.
She does.
I appreciate you, friend. Deborah's awesome. If those of you who are not following Deborah, you really should. She too has a book. It is Crucifying the Bible by Deborah Grace. I suggest you do it. You should also check out her music on all the various music apps because she's awesome.
Yes, yes, yes.
She's much busier than I am, much busier than I should be.
Oh, Deborah, before you leave, wait. I wanted to show you this. Okay, are we ready? All right, so apparently, this. You're gonna have to do me a different way. Hold. Well, hey, pause. Not
easy,
like
easy.
All right. So,
Why?
Okay, so you know the Richard Carrier thing, right?
Brand new to it. Yeah, sure.
Oh shit! No, Dugald, the other one where we're side by side.
I'm trying. It's not letting me do both. There we go. Here we go. Okay.
I don't have any fixed something about age beyond what the law requires. So in other words, he technically doesn't have an age limit. He's going by the law. Because if it was up to him and not the law, he'd be going younger. He'd be going fucking younger.
I'm wearing that shirt
But
when
yeah,
I go to the conference.
this is the motherfucker that is being platformed in the deconstruction, you know?
Yeah, when I go to that conference, I'm wearing that t-shirt. I'm wearing that t-shirt.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear
That's
that
where I
t-shirt.
heard the first thing
I
was
have a
when
vinyl
somebody was
cutting
telling you go ahead and go, even though he's gonna be there. But wear the t-shirt.
I'm gonna ask that we get, I believe women one and one that says I believe victims, and I'll wear one on each day.
I have a vinyl cutter. I could bust out and see if I could figure out how to make you some shirts.
Do it up and make it a big. I'm a big dude, so make it a big shirt.
Okay. I probably have some around here that would fit you because when my cousins come visit, I have shirts for them, and they're very big men. They're 6'9".
But yeah, I just thought, it would be better for you to see it rather than, oh, I'm done. I showed it already. But, then hear about it later. But yeah, this guy is a piece of shit.
Yeah, when I go to that conference, I'll be wearing a t-shirt that has that on there. We got till October to figure the t-shirt out.
I just have to tell you something I'm so excited about.
What's that?
Yes, dear.
My kneecap is still in place.
Yay.
I'm healing really, really well.
Yay.
Oh my God, Helga just scared the shit out of me. I just got up and looked out my window and there was a moose right in my window. It scared me. Oh. But so like 2 years ago, I got a whole bunch of camping stuff just for me so I could go camping by myself. So this summer, I'm going to be able to go camp by myself all over Alaska. And I'm so excited.
Ooh, that's awesome.
It's so much fun. I like to camp right next to rivers and stuff like that. Well, like we have flash floods in Alaska, so you have to be careful of that. So out of that area, but.
Gotcha. I am going to be live on Saturday, but it's not going to be a super long live because my great nephew's birthday is that day, and I'm giving him his dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you.
It's his third birthday. And then after that, me, my sister, and my adopted, well, not really adopted. He's like a very close friend who my family's adopted in. So we call him my adopted brother. We're going to go see The Devil Wears Prada 2 afterward.
There's another one?
Yep, the second one just came out. Like literally just came out.
Uh-oh.
The entire original cast is back. Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, and
I was about to say
Anne
that's
Hathaway
Meryl Streep,
and Emily
right?
Blunt, all of them. Stanley Tucci's back.
The girl who does Caroline Levitt and like all the impersonations of them, she does an impersonation of Miranda, who is talking to like Erica Kirk, Christy Nome. They're so funny, and she does such a good job of Miranda.
That's awesome. Yeah, the whole cast is back, including Stanley Tucci.
I'm so excited.
I am
Stanley
too.
Tucci. Oh shit.
Yep. So I want to go see that with them after. Like, I'm not normally into certain topics when it comes to movies, but for some reason, Devil Wears Prada was always amazingly funny to me. I don't know why, but it always was. So I'm looking forward to this one. It's not usually my type of movie, but every once in a while, one of them gets to me, and I'm like, oh, I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I was in third.
I'm some of my favorite movies are actually Melissa McCarthy movies. That movie Spy is
It's so Heat with Sandra Bullock is my favorite when the guy who talks in a really high voice.
She cracks me up. I don't know. The movie, I think it's because of the movie Spy, she gets in that covered car and she's like, "Who am I, the fucking Pope?"
I love Melissa McCarthy so much.
Yeah. She's so funny.
Bridesmaids is my favorite. Is one of my favorites. Oh no, we lost Dugald.
Sorry, I was answering text. But yeah, she cracks me up though. And that Superman, or not Superman, but super hero movie she made with I forget this actress's name. She was in The Help. She was also in the Numbers movie. No, Black Lady. What is her name? Why can't I remember her name? She's the one she made the shit pie in The Help.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, what is
She's
her
been
name?
in shit tons of movies, including that Numbers movie with what was her name? I'm on TikTok on it. I'm a fucking idiot right now. Yeah, I don't know what her name is. But her. She made a superhero movie with her, and it was stupid, but so funny. I think it's called like Thunder Strike or something. Hold on, it's on Netflix still. I think.
Is it Thunderstruck?
Maybe.
Is it that one?
No, I can't remember what it's called, but I don't know. It's
I
hysterical.
think I might be thinking of the one that's the roller derby. Sorry.
Thunder Force. That's it.
There you
Thunder
go.
Force. Thunder Force. That movie cracks me up. It's so stupid. Michael. No, not Michael. Bates. What's his first name? The actor.
Michael Bates?
Not Michael. No, I said not Michael. But his last name is Bates. He used to be in a sitcom. Now he's been in a whole bunch of other movies
Not
since
Sean
then.
Bates. Hold on.
Why can't I remember names
My
right now?
ADHD is too bad.
Jason Bateman. That's it. Not Bates. Bateman. Jason Bateman. Yes. He plays a guy who has fucking crab claws for
Stop it.
And Melissa McCarthy's movie finds it sexy because she loves food and she's like all about seafood. So she's like, they like butter his claws as part of their like foreplay.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
It's so stupid.
All I can think of is Zoidberg.
It's so stupid, but it's so funny.
Oh my gosh, it's raining outside and Helga's looking in my window and it makes me so sad.
She's like, let me dry off, bitch. Please let me in your
Bitch,
house.
let me come in.
Let me in your house.
Oh, that's funny. All right, you need to go do what you need to do.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to end the live, y'all. I appreciate you. I will be here on Saturday. Here's what's going to happen. I'll be here on Saturday. I'll be at, we'll try to go a little early so that I can be on a little bit longer. Hold on a second. It's at 1, so I need to be done by at least 11. Oh, God, I'm not even be able to live for a whole hour or more than an hour.
Then just take a day off.
Yeah, I think I might. I might not come on Saturday. I might hang out on a panel in the morning and just do that. We'll do that. All right, y'all. I'll see you all around. I'll be hitting these TikTok streets. I'll try to do an extra live maybe next week.
representation, without you being able to put representatives in, the things that you want to continue to do, like opening up a school, is not going to happen. I'm not understanding what's not clicking. Like if Johnny had
school,
5
and
mother
it's not a
effing
school, it's a
apples,
program.
well, you're not going to be able
It's a
to do it.
program.
You're not going to be able to do it.
Hold on.
Program, schools, shindig.
Real quick,
All right.
real quick. Hawk. After you done, I'm gonna go. All right, I got you. Hawk, I think what's going on here and where we're not meeting on the same page with the conversation is we're not personally attacking you and what you can do on a personal level. We were talking about scaled up to helping a multitude of people. And when you're dealing with big groups of people, helping big groups of people in that way, getting these people certified and all of that, it does take a certain element of having representation on your side so that it can help push things forward on a grand scale. So while you may be able to get certified in your homeboy's camper on a personal level, to have a whole place, a training program, certification program / school, yes, you can pay for it. Yes, you know people that you can get in with to get that type of thing done. But everybody's argument to you is the fact that No, y'all just want to be negative, but go ahead.
Nah, we not trying to be negative. We was trying
Terry
to
just said it in the comments. Hawk, tell him it's not a school. It don't needs no building or anything. That is totally correct.
And I think that's where everything diverged, right? Because you were talking on a specific small scale level. Like you said, you take about 2 youngins a year and you help those 2 youngins out. And then we started having a conversation. Well, y'all, because I wasn't up here yet, y'all started having a conversation about scaling that up to help more people because we are having a community conversation and what we can do to help our communities. Because that's what Quinn kind of came in the conversation on.
Correct.
You can get to the Greek organizations. You can go to Workforce Louisiana. And even though you knocked some of that stuff down, I think that was the point. That
no, I did not DM'd him.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the point was everybody else was trying to have a conversation about scaling it up so that you can reach more people. And you were kind of focused on what you were able to do in your reach. And I feel like you kind of took it.
Okay, let me finish.
Nobody was being personal.
Okay, so listen, they're just harping on representation. Yet their sole purpose of their mind is set so much on representation that they don't understand that the right in Louisiana are pro energy. That is an energy driven certification. The industry is slacking on certified people. We're losing craftsmen. Okay, I can go to the K Community Center, which where my mama lives at, and rent the building out, a section of the building, for $300. And then I turn around, which I can fit 50 people in there, right? 50 people. And I can hold a class, a 3-day class. I rent it out for 3 days, right? And get people certified. And then I can turn around and help those people get into the industry, get jobs, okay? It was all about the fact that they thought I needed representation for that, which you don't, because there are companies that are NCCR certified through the NCCR that come to Lafayette once a year, and they host these programs. It's not government funded. It's not no programs. They do exactly what I asked. And to say, oh, my friendship, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean squat. ML, you say that, right? That you say, I just know a bunch of people. Do you know when I was dealing with the laws and caught my charges, my bail was reduced down from $50,000 to $4,500. Do you know why that is? Huh, ML? Because the guy that you say doesn't matter went down and called one of the judges of the District 16th and told him he knows me personally and I'm a good kid and explained to him what happened isn't what's being portrayed. And he talked to me. Hold on. Before you open up your mouth and bark. Hold on. Before you open up your mouth and bark. No, they were trying to flex on me. Before you open up your mouth. Before you open up your mouth and bark. This is all political. This is all political.
Accountability. Moon, did you hear that? He wasn't held accountable. He wasn't held accountable.
Yeah, that's light on crime, man. I don't like that.
Oh my mother effing
I don't like
God.
that. They should have locked you up and